Good morning, everybody. We're back at it. Yes, we are back at it, baby. Welcome to Mornings in Live with Keith, Johnny, and Friends, your daily dose of real talk, motivating content. Grok, dude, you're just talking too much today. And of course, I forgot Grok, who's also our co-host on the show, who's just, I gave her an update today. She's just, we're talking nagging partners, but I might be talking nagging Grok today. Hey, guys, this is the show that you're going to find the kind of entertaining conversation that gets your head out of your ass. Whoop! I meant your head straight out of bed before you step out of the door and into the shower this morning. I'm just going to drop it. This is an R-rated show. You can tell my energy's at an all-time high here today because Marty's dad's in the lab here today, so I'm excited about that one. But guys, this is an R-rated experience. If you have children around, you better tell them to get out of the room. Yeah, true story. Or you might want to get out of the room because the kid might be saying, hey, mom or dad, these guys are going to have some mature conversation. So warning, headphones in, kids out. Let's get after it. We're here to help you start your day with laughter, insights, a little bit of entertaining conversation, and of course, kindness, like my buddy Matt Roof, who gets after it every single day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time on the network, the Mornings in the Lab live network, right here on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We get after it. Matty gets after it at 7:30. You guys check out the guy's bandana. The guy's rocking a bandana, glasses, tunes. Energy you're not going to find anywhere else. I'm telling you right now, energy you will not find anywhere else. Then you're going to tune into this show, and you're going to find energy from Marty, from myself, from Johnny, and Marty's dad. Yeah, he's here today. And no, you don't want to hit that snooze button, you guys. Because if you do, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who did not. Yes. So if you're going to be the guy who's going to be 9 minutes behind, your wife's going to nag at you. You're late. You always hit the snooze button, Johnny. You always hit the snooze button, Jake. You always hit the snooze button, Mike. Sorry, Johnny, I wasn't relating to you. I was just talking rhetorically. Because I know there's a guy out there named John that the wife is kind of complaining that he always hits the snooze button. Yeah, true story. Hey, just a reminder, guys, before we get too far ahead, do me a favor, smash the like button. As we've learned in the show, I am ambidextrous, left and right. Yeah, left hand, right hand. Sometimes you got to use the left hand. Yeah, true story. Sometimes the right hand's tired. You're like, oh man, I need to express myself when you use the left one. So smash the like button with your left hand or right hand, whatever hand's going to work for you. Whatever hand's going to help you get the job done. We're not talking emptying the clip. No, listen, I know sometimes we wake up in the morning, we got to empty the clip, but right now we're talking about smashing the like button. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment in the community. Like I said, this is an R-rated show. Hey, listen, guys, what's ahead today? Today, we're going to unpack the whole first 30 minutes complete audible. Yep, I had a whole lineup ready to go today, and then I got probably the best text yesterday. I got a text. He's like, Billis. I'm like, yeah. It's Marty. I'm like, yeah. He goes, my dad's going to show up. I'm like, yes. Bill is here today. Marty's dad's going to jump into the conversation. Johnny has no idea either. So the first 30, we're hanging out with Bill Martin, Bill and C. Marty Fits. And then we're going to tackle why your headphones are dirtier than you think. I never thought we'd have this conversation, guys. But the reality is, I bet you everybody on the show today has a set of headphones that are dirtier than your... Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Even just to create some awareness might be a good idea. And then we're going to put some, we're going to talk about how to make your coffee a little better. And you won't even think about this one. Then on center stage, you got Nino Fincher. If you've ever felt stuck mentally, emotionally, or in your career, you don't want to miss this one. And then an hour or two, we got the deep dive. We're going to break down how to stop hearing that nagging as noise and start seeing it as a blueprint for better communication. She's not nagging, you guys. No, if there's one thing I heard from AJ a couple months back, they're signals, they're communication signals. So I'm using the word nagging for fun, but our partner's not nagging. She's just trying to actually communicate. And then hour 3, we're going to get into the AI lab with Keith Billis. I'm going to break down Perplexity labs and some tasks and the behind the curtain look at how you can automate your work while you sleep. And this is the segment where business meets technology, practical, powerful, and a peek at what the future of daily productivity looks like. All right, enough warm up. Jimmy, let's get after it, nation. I see you guys in the comments. The morning loop starts right now.
Up next, we're cracking codes, cutting workloads, fixing coffee, and even cleaning up your headphones. True motherfucking story.
Dude, how about some lines for us humans? Me and Tommy would like to speak too. True motherfucking story. We know how Marty feels.
Don't snooze, don't snooze. Mornings in the lab is starting now. True motherfucking story.
Hey, Johnny. What's up, boys?
What's going on, man?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Where's Johnny?
Johnny was here, but just Johnny left. I don't know where the hell Johnny went. Jimmy, where did Johnny go? I think Johnny maybe had to run to the camp. What's up, Marty? We got the old man in the lab today. I'm looking forward to bringing him in.
Yes, sir, man. He's looking forward to talking to you.
So then I think we should just not wait any longer. Jimmy, let's bring in the old dog himself, Bill Martin, joining us on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Marty, and Johnny. I can't wait to bring this
Fuck,
dude.
man. Finally, I get a chance to do something. I get to introduce someone famous, Tommy.
Nah, Frankie. Keith or Johnny wouldn't give you that job.
This guy's a 26th NBA draft pick in 1985. Young guy. Fuck, I think it was just his birthday.
He was former NCAA guy, too, eh, Frankie? And isn't he Marty's dad?
I don't want to lose this job to AI or Grok Tommy. I need to say it right.
Okay.
Joining us next, that Bill Martin guy on Mornings in the motherfucking Lab.
True story.
Yeah. Bill Martin joining us on the motherfucking Lab. How are you, Bill?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, man. It's been a great weekend.
Bill, nice to
How
meet
you guys
bro.
doing this morning? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure meeting you gentlemen as well.
Yeah, Johnny's surprised, man. I got a note from Marty last night, and I purposely did not tell you because I know you're like sometimes like to operate without knowing anything, and I thought you would love this as much as I did, that we're getting some time this morning to hang out with Chris's dad. And we got the OG himself. Johnny, maybe we should ask Marty to leave so we can talk behind Marty's back with his old man.
Something tells me his dad doesn't need him to leave to do that.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, this is awesome. Bill, first things first, man. Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you. It was like the best birthday ever.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Marty said he headed out. Marty, you headed on Friday, did you not?
Yeah, I came up here Friday. We're leaving. I'm leaving right after this.
Oh yeah. What did you guys do this weekend? What did you guys crush?
We had some basketball. We had some axe throwing, some weightlifting, a lot of eating. Sit around, had a couple drinks. My uncle came up, his brother, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Got to hang out with my stepmom and little sister as well. So it was just like,
I want to hear about the axe throw. The axe throw, is that like the thing that you see where you got like you're like literally like a hatchet you're swinging.
Yeah, you throw
a piece, like a target, like a piece of wood, like target.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I was kicking butt. It was his first time, so he was struggling a little bit.
Was it like a place you went to, or is it like somebody had it set up in their backyard?
Oh no, we went to a place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This big people have that shit in their backyard sometimes,
Yeah. That's awesome. So, Bill, tell us a little bit about Marty. What we don't know about Marty, we should do some storytelling about Marty before we lean into to Bill Martin's NBA athletic story. But give us something on Marty we don't know about Marty that we can embarrass the young chap a little bit, Bill. Yeah.
Well, let me something that I can embarrass him.
No kid stories.
Well, yeah. There's one. He came to visit, and we had a neighbor, that had a son that's about Chris's age.
Yeah.
And they made paper airplanes and they hung out, and so we let him go over to hang out with the kid. And Chris comes back and his eyes are swollen, his face is swollen. Apparently they had a big hairy dog that he was allergic to.
Oh yeah.
And so he came back with a fat face and big old fat eyes, and I felt bad for the little fella.
Yeah. That's awesome. So Bill,
real quick, can you tell them the other one about the when I went to summer camp?
Oh yeah, I go to pick him up from summer camp. He couldn't have been more about 4 or 5, maybe 6. And the lady runs over to me, Mr. Martin, your son peed right there in the bushes as we were getting on the bus. And I went over to him. I was like, Chris, man, what's going on? He's like, Dad, I had to go. They wouldn't let me go. They wouldn't let me back in the building. I had to go. It was either that or pee on myself.
I see. I understand his pain, man. I do that all the time.
Yeah. I still do it today. I still do it today, man.
I thought it was pretty courageous because, rather than pee on himself, he just whipped it out and did what he had to do in front of everybody, God, and all country.
You figure at the end of the day, the worst comes to worst, you have a police officer saying, what are you doing? You say, officer, I'm sorry. I was either going to pee in my pants or I was going to pee on this bush.
Yeah.
I did the best I could.
Bill Martin's joining myself and John and Marty this morning on Mornings in the Lab over here on the network. Bill, so let's talk a little bit about your personal story, man. So you were drafted in the NBA, a successful NCAA career. I know this all felt like it happened yesterday, even though it happened just 2 weeks ago. So talk a little bit about your athletic career and maybe some of the things that you still practice today, Bill, that have rubbed off on Marty. I know Marty's talked to you a little bit about our show and the beliefs that we have here, and Johnny and I clearly see the values and the non-negotiable that rubbed off on Marty. But let's lean into some of your principles, some of the things that you really stand on, Bill, when you talk to Marty and the folks in your world.
Well, it's simple. I've been an athlete all my life. In high school, I was All-American. In college.
Yeah.
We were ranked the #1 every year. We went to the finals of the
Where'd you go to college, Bill?
I went to Georgetown. I graduated with Patrick Ewing in '85.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Our freshman year, we lost to North Carolina when Jordan hit the winning shot in the Superdome. That was a high point at that point.
Wow.
You look down the other end and you see, James Worthy, who was the #1 player in college, and Dean Smith and Sam Perkins and Michael Jordan.
You were surrounded by the greats, weren't you?
Yeah, and then and on our end, we Patrick, who had a great game. Sleepy Floyd was obviously our best player at the time, and we had a chance to win a game. Our guy, Michael hit the shot to put them up by 1 with 14 seconds left. Our guy came down, threw the ball to James Worthy, game over. They win by 1.
So hold on, were you playing against Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you were playing against Michael Jordan.
Well, Mike and I first played against each other in high school. The first McDonald's All-American game was the DC All-Stars versus the U.S. All-Stars, and Mike was on the U.S. team. The funny thing is, though, Mike didn't start. The best player out of North Carolina was a guy named Buzz Peterson, who also went to North Carolina. And Mike talked about it at his Hall of Fame induction, that was his motivation all the time in college, was to make sure Buzz never got off the bench. He never did. But anyway, we went on to win the championship, the first one in '84 against Phi Slamma Jamma, Akeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
And then our senior year, we were going for back-to-back championships, and we ended up losing to Villanova in the finals. It was dubbed the greatest upset at that time in NCAA history. We were overwhelming favorites. They shot a record 86% for the game.
Whoa.
They missed one
That's
shot.
unheard of in basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What's the average, so everybody understands?
Well, if a team shoots anywhere near 50%, that's
like a perfect.
I was going to say 40%. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah. But they, one shot.
Let alone 86.
Yeah. So I went on I got drafted by the Pacers, and I played my first full rookie season, and got cut, got picked up by the Knicks, played a little while with the Knicks, reunited with Patrick, and a little while with the Phoenix Suns the next year. After that, I went overseas and played with in Italy with Mike D'Antoni and one of my childhood heroes, a guy named Bob McAdoo.
Yeah.
And won an Italian championship. So, I bounced around a lot, played some CBA basketball, but when Chris came along, my career was far done. But at that time, I did some personal training, working with kids, and I remember having Chris at one of my camps, and so he's always been around the gym. So I'm not surprised that he gravitated towards that. And then he had a nice career. He was very good in high school, had a decent college career. And didn't go as far as he'd like to, but he fell in love with the gym, which I wasn't surprised, in fitness, and I'm so proud of him, and the man that he's become and what he's done with himself in his life. It's been pretty amazing watching him develop.
Well, Bill, I can echo that, man. I had, as I'm sure Marty may or may not have told you, I had Marty on my show a while back and met him, and then just kept watching him on the platforms and was really engaged in not only his content, but truthfully, him as a human. It was kind of watching him through the lens and getting to know him as a human being, and fell in love with him as a human. And I was like, dude, I got to get to know this guy. So I called him up that whatever it was, Marty, a year and a half ago. I was like, hey, Nicole's moving on. Would you want to come hang out? And the guy just shows up, and the guy doesn't, and doesn't quit. And I can appreciate his attitude, his work ethic, and clearly the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Hey guys, you're joining myself, John Anderson, C. Marty Fit, aka Christopher Martin, and Bill Martin this morning on Morning Live with Keith and Friends. Coming up, we got Nino Fincher, the 4-step formula that gets you out of emotional ruts faster. And then guys, if your headphones could talk, I know every single one of you guys that listen to the show has dirty headphones. I'm just true mother story.
Oh, all mine are fucking filthy, dude. Terry cleans that thing. She sees it. She's like, what is going on here?
When I was putting together this show today, I thought, this is something that I know affects every human. And Johnny, we're proud about creating topics of awareness. I'm hoping at least somebody today goes, you know what? Anderson or Billa said something about my dirty headphones. Maybe I should clean them today. So we're going to have that conversation but a little bit later on the show. And then, of course, nagging. We're talking about nagging. Yeah, nagging from us men, but also nagging from our partners. But right now we're hanging out with Bill Martin. Chris Martin.
He'll come back.
Yeah, he'll come back.
So we do this, and he comes back. And
I guess I froze up for a second.
There he goes.
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. Bill, you're in Chicago.
Well, I'm a little bit south of Chicago in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah.
It's the headquarters for State Farm. Obviously, myself and my wife, we work for State Farm.
Yeah.
And it's just a very quiet area. We love it. We love it here. It's just it's the total opposite of what I'm used to growing up in the city. I grew up in D.C.
Okay.
Where all the action and everything was going on. So coming out here to the cornfields where it's quiet and not a whole lot happening. At my age, it's nice. If I was Chris's age, there's no way I'd be able to live.
Chris is rushing out of rural Illinois. Are you, Chris? I gotta get back to the city, eh, Chris?
Well, the only thing I'm not rushing to is them prices in the city.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere we go to eat is like half of what it would cost in DC or Maryland to eat. So I'm definitely enjoying that.
Hey Bill, what's one of the things that you when you look around today and you look at the you look at the the kids around us and folks around us and you look at the work that Chris is putting in. What are some nuggets that you still preach today that are non-negotiables for you today that have never changed?
Oh, well, that's easy. When I talk to kids and I speak to them, I talked to Chris some about this yesterday. The only thing that hasn't changed is, if you're going to be good at something, is the repetition. You got to put in the work. You got to do whatever it is over and over and over and over. It's the mother of skill. That's how you get good at something. And I was telling Chris, one of the things I'm most proud of about him is that, his work ethic. I mean, the guy right now has 4 or 5 jobs. When you look at all the content he puts out,
yes,
plus his regular job, plus his fitness, his training, keeping up with his body, his meals, his meal planning. I mean, the guy has 4 or 5 jobs, and he does it every day consistently. And that's, that's a commitment. You got to put in the work if you want to get the results. If you want to be good at anything, you got to put in the work. And that's, that's the way it was and the way it is and the way it's always going to be. I mean, unless AI can do the work for you, then that's something else.
Well, and that's, that's more part of why he's successful, because he treats the stuff like the gym and his meal prep and his planning like a job. It's not just a little bit here and there. He does shit all the way. And that's why he's climbing that ladder of success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, today's big topic is we're leaning into in the second hour. I'd love to get your POV on this one. Is that your wife's nagging is a code, and here's how we can interpret it.
It's a code. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about being a husband, Bill. And now we got Chris here. I'm married. Johnny's married. You're married. Chris is on his way one day. I think he's in a relationship right now that I think he's quite pleased with. But let's talk a little bit about, and I purposely put nagging on the table because we're clearly in an attention world. But when you hear that topic of the wife's nagging is a code, what's your advice to other men listening right now, Bill? Or what's your thought when you hear that it's actually not a code, it's a cry for help that we might be completely misinterpreting? Bill.
Well, as a guy, women communicate in different ways than men.
Especially every 20 some odd days.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think, and I've been married twice. I'm on my second one. And
me too.
Yeah. And so I just think, in a relationship, in order for it to last, there has to be a great deal of compromise on both parties, because none of us are perfect. And we get to know each other so well that we start to, the little things start to, to bother us. And so there has to be some give and take, some compromise in order to, you know, to keep moving forward, to stay married, and stay together and keep the love alive and all that stuff.
I enjoyed a comment from AJ, Johnny, that he made with us a few weeks back, and I still lean into all the time. He's like, I'm glad that Melissa's not perfect for me. He's like, because if she was perfect, it might not be as enjoyable getting to know her. And he goes, I've really, I'm paraphrasing, but his comment was more so that, the journey is what love is about. It's finding, it's the quirks, the things that you don't like that you fall in love with. It's maybe not thinking that it's nagging. It's learning the communication patterns. And when I started kind of thinking about how AJ was phrasing that out, I was like, yeah, that is what love is about, isn't it? It's learning how to, and I don't want to say I disagree with you on compromise. I think that we as humans, Johnny always says that humans think habits is a bad word, accountability is a bad word, when they're actually great words. Compromise to some might be considered a bad word, but it's really just finding a way to get to the middle where you can appreciate the quirks or the things that you thought you didn't like about somebody, when really that's the journey of love, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the point I was trying to make with the compromise. Is, as the relationship goes on and it starts to grow, and people change over time, and so there's always some give and take, and there's some things that and some habits or whatever that my wife doesn't agree with, and she has some things that that I may not agree with, but over time, you just learn to appreciate each other for the stuff that you do have in common, that you do love about each other, and go on from there.
100%. And like I look at Terry and I think, thank God she's got these things that aren't just right, because God damn it,
yes,
I'm sure I'm not fucking perfect. If she was walking a perfect line, I'd be in deep fucking shit. So. Keep fucking up, please.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Bill Martin, Chris Martin, joining myself and Johnny this morning on Mornings in the Lab. So, Bill, you took your athletic career. We're going to work towards wrapping up here in a few minutes. We got Nino Fincher joining us patiently in the green room. I see you there, Nino. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bill, you took your athletic career and went into the world of business and insurance. What are some of those principles that you still practice today?
Well, probably one is my work ethic. I show up for work every day.
That stuff never leaves, does it, brother?
No, it doesn't. I mean, availability is the best ability, and so I'm consistent. That's to me, that's probably my biggest asset, is that I'm going to show up every day, do the best I can, and and let the chips fall as they may. But that's been my strength. That was my strength as an athlete. In college, I never missed a game because of injury. Or anything. That's 4 years without an injury. And most of my professional career, never missed a game, because of sickness or injury.
It also helped that you had all them recruits behind you too, so you didn't want to miss a game and somebody take your spot. So that helped a little bit as well.
A little motivation. And, it's a funny thing though in college, and people don't realize this. And when you get to the pros, it's the same. But this year you're the big thing, and everybody's talking about you. Well, next year there's another big thing coming in, and you still got to keep your job. And so consistency and work ethic and continuous improvement and adaptability, because stuff changes, particularly now with technology. Stuff changes so fast.
Yeah.
And if you aren't adaptable,
Keith,
either you adapt or you die.
Exactly.
I'm getting him to lean into AI and technology, so I was showing him all this stuff this weekend. So he's willing to learn. So
that's awesome. Hey, you can always teach an old dog new tricks. I am now stepping into a cold shower every single morning before it turns hot, and I'm now into week 2 of this, Marty. I'm actually doing it. I'm getting into cold water therapy, and I'm counting in with Johnny's name for the first 15 seconds. And
when he first told me that, he said he was using my name to count when he was naked and cold in the shower. I was like,
I don't like like that. I don't like that either. Yeah.
I told him, I said, look, dude. I said,
keep Johnny's name. Don't switch it to Marty. Keep Johnny's name.
This is getting closer. I said, every time you say this weird shit, you understand when people look at the two of us, everybody knows very clearly who the pitcher is and who the catcher is. You understand that?
Oh my God.
We'll have to have Bill back for the conversation, Johnny, when we're talking about does it bend? And that'll be a conversation Marty can talk about with his dad one day off the show.
Yeah, that's because your boy's got a non-bender.
Yeah,
Let's be straight. He's got himself a non-bender.
That's right. Yeah, Bill, you can ask Marty about that after. But we had a conversation a few months back, and we're talking about bending and non-building. Apparently, Marty doesn't bend, so that's something for you guys to get after the show. But Bill, I gotta say this. So Marty, when Bill talked about showing up, I noticed you perked up, you leaned in, and you nodded. You take a lot of pride in that attribute of your father, don't you? Because I know you do as well, Marty, that idea of showing up consistently and getting after it. Because I watched your mannerisms. Your dad was answering that question, and you leaned in, you started nodding as if you're like, yeah, that's my dad. He fucking shows up. He's Iron Man. Marty, talk about that for a couple seconds here before we wrap up, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate from the college basketball aspect. So, and just hearing him share stories and stuff, it does something to me. And, you kind of get an edge off of people that didn't play college sports because of that. So you bring that to the. You
think of it like this too, brother. I mean, every boy thinks that his dad is a superhero, even if his dad's a fat piece of shit.
Yes,
he still thinks his dad's a superhero. When your dad really is a superhero, it's a different game you're playing, and that's the one you got to play, unlike most kids. So really fucking cool that you had this influence.
Yeah. Hey, Chris,
that's very nice.
What's the thing you're most proud of with dad here? What's dad make you most proud about?
Probably just I probably say ability to bounce back.
Yeah.
You know, just knowing him from his career, he's had a couple setbacks, and just to see him today, you know, be super positive and, you know, take what he learns. I mean, take what he learned and give it to me. And he's unstoppable, man. So I probably take that the most from him.
Love that. Bill, same question for you, brother. What makes you most proud of Chris?
Well, I'm most proud of his courage because, you know, when I watch his content sometime, it can rub people the wrong way.
Yes.
In fact, I almost had to call him one time when he was talking about man boobs because, you know, I'm starting to get a little soft up here. But, you know, just the fact that, you know, he's not afraid and, you know, to tell people the truth. And that's a tough thing because people don't want to hear the truth about, you know, about their health and their well-being and how to get better. They'd rather try, you know, all these quick fixes or diets and stuff the easy way.
Yes.
As opposed to doing it the right way and hearing it the right way. So I'm proud of him for his example that he sets and the courage to say what he thinks and what he feels, and then also to clap back when people come at him with nonsense. And it takes courage because, you know, in today's world where everybody has an opinion, I'm sure he gets a lot of comments about the kind of stuff that he says and the kind of content that he puts out in terms of his health. Now, some people are going to hate it, but then there are other people who take, you know, their fitness and their health seriously that are just clapping like, yeah, tell him, Chris, tell him. You know? And I'm like that some of the time, but then other times I'm like, Chris, man, what are you talking about?
Well, you know, the one thing I love about Marty's content, Bill, is that the people who hate his content are also the people who hate the truth. Yes. Very easy to see the similarities in what they hate.
You can't debate that.
That's exactly it. Hey guys, we're hanging out with Bill Martin this morning, Christopher Martin's dad. We were very, very grateful to spend a few minutes with Bill this morning. And I want to throw a last word to our friend, one of our members of the community, the Mornings Live community, Amy Reiner. Bill, you need to hear this, brother. Marty's dad needs to hear this. What an incredible son he has. Values and integrity. And I can agree with that from Amy's point of view. I've gotten to know Chris over the last year and a half, and Bill, Chris has been in my house. He's had food in my house, my family, and I can say from my heart I have a lot of love for that young man, and I look forward to watching him grow and getting and knowing him for the rest of my life. I have no reason to go anywhere. I know Johnny doesn't either. So we're Bill. Actually, you're probably stuck with me and Johnny as well. So you're stuck with us as long as you're stuck with Chris Martin, Bill Martin. Thanks for hanging out with us, pal. Appreciate you.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you.
Right. Awesome. Marty, we're gonna walk you out. Marty.
All right, yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, appreciate you coming on, Dad, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Awesome. All right, Marty, we'll see you tomorrow. Bill will rock you out. We're going to bring in Nino Fincher. Jimmy, let's keep the show rolling. Nino Fincher's up next on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Johnny, and all of our friends. Jimmy, let's get after it.
We've just chopped it up with Bill Martin. Thanks, Bill, for stopping by the lab. Up next, center stage with Nino Fincher, the 4-step formula to break out of emotional ruts fast.
What if the breakthrough you've been searching for isn't hiding in months of analysis, but waiting in the space between where you are and where you're meant to be? Too many driven men find themselves caught in cycles of overthinking, second-guessing their next move, feeling like they're running in place while everyone else seems to be moving forward with clarity and purpose. Nino Fincher, a Dallas-based rapid transformational therapy specialist trained by Marissa Peer, has helped thousands worldwide discover that lasting change doesn't require endless sessions or years of exploration. This 2x TEDx speaker and upcoming author has proven that the right approach can create profound shifts in just 2 focused sessions. The key lies in addressing the whole person, body, heart, mind, and spirit, rather than just treating symptoms. Today, we're exploring what real transformation looks like when you stop managing problems and start solving them.
All right. What's going on, nation? I see you guys all there in the comments. We just had Bill Martin joining us here this morning in the lab. We got Nino Fincher joining us in a quick second. I'm going to get to everybody in the comments in a number of minutes. B-Drive, I see you there. Michael, I see you there. Lady Drew, I see you there. Amy, I see you there. I feel like I'm doing romper room right now. Hang tight, guys. Big show here happening today. Nino Fincher coming up here in a second. She's a Dallas-based RTT specialist. And you know what? I'm just going to say this, man. She's a fucking keener. Oh, yeah. Email me all weekend. I got to get the details to get into the lab. I'm like, yeah, I know you do. But my workflows are busted. Email again, text again, email again. She is on the ball. So I'm just telling you right off the bat, guys, this lady is on the ball. Yeah, true story. Helps thousands of worldwide move from emotional paralysis to freedom. She was trained by Marissa Peer, who's been called Britain's best therapist and has worked with everyone from Olympic athletes to Hollywood stars. She's also a 2-time TEDx speaker, keynote presenter, and an author with an upcoming book. Fellas, most therapy takes months or years to show meaningful results. Nina works with a 4-step strategy that she says gets people unstuck in just 2 sessions. She specializes in anxiety, PTS, and purpose clarity, working with everyone from stuck executives to entire organizations. Let's see what it's all about. Jimmy, let's bring her up into the lab. Nina Fincher is joining us on Mornings in the Lab. What's up, Nina? I got you muted on horizontal over here. Nina, how are you?
If you go to the horizontal tab, then there's a mute button. There's a mute button on each tab.
We got Nino Fit. There she is there. I see you and Nino. Just she's going to sort herself out there. We bring her into the lab here. While she's sorting it out, Johnny, what a treat to have Bill in the lab here today.
Yeah, I mean, you could really see how proud Marty was to have his dad.
Yes. He sent me a text. He tried to phone me last night. He sent me a text like, dude, Bill's agreed to come in the lab. I'm like, yeah. I thought that was pretty awesome. So I purposely did not send you a note because I wanted to surprise you today. But
yeah, I like that's the best way it should be.
I know it is. We didn't get a chance to do we got a little chance to do a catch up while Nino's getting herself sorted out. How was your weekend, pal?
Oh, buddy, yesterday was a monster day. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I got up and had a ripping workout. Had some client calls. Had my nap. Terry and I went and played pickleball. And we had this I did legs. Let's proceed with that. So I was already ass whooped from legs.
Yes.
And of course, it's one of those days where Terry and I we're just playing good. We don't play by the rules. We see how many times we hit it back and forth. Well, fuck, it was like we couldn't miss.
Yeah.
And so just dripping with sweat. Then we went to the gym.
Yeah.
Which was that was my second workout.
Yeah.
Then we went to our Sunday. We always go out to some sort of a lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
Late lunch early. So we went to Pokey, had a Poke Bowl, which is her favorite.
Yeah.
Then we came home.
Yes.
And worked on some life expectancy.
Nice.
So it was a fucking day, brother.
Dude, you're just getting after it. Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
I can see a little bit of exhaustion coming out of your today. Good for you.
It's a good feeling. Like it's like today it's like an earned day off. Like I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm very happy that my body just gets to recover today.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. I got to say this too. Back to Bill Martin. How cool is it to be playing with Patrick Ewing, Michael Jordan, some of those greats?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, especially a guy like, Patrick Ewing, Toledo, that's not a lot of people. I mean, granted, he was another great, but he was like even a generation, a little bit like he was like an older, he's still kind of the same generation as Jordan, but like it's a different legend. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I thought that's pretty cool. I didn't, I knew he played ball, but I did not realize that he actually played with some of those greats on the opposite side of the court here. All right. Jimmy is saying that, Nino, we think we're set up with Nino here. So we're going to bring.
I think so. Can you guys hear me?
We got you now.
Hear you.
Fabulous.
Yes.
That was a big snafu for the morning. There you go.
How are you, Nino? Where are you joining us from today?
I'm in Dallas. I'm north of Dallas, actually. Guys. And I love that conversation with the father and son. That was beautiful.
Yes, wasn't that awesome? Yeah, it really came out of the blue with us here today. Hey, Johnny, so she speaks 4 languages, man: English, Italian, Russian, and Georgian. Like as in Russian, Georgian, like Georgian over there.
Well, they're very different. They're probably as different as English and Hebrew.
Yeah. Most people, you have to clarify, because most people, Americans, they've never left the country. They think, well, what do you mean there's a different language in Georgia?
Yeah. I used to say Georgia proper.
Yeah, there we go. So how did you learn? What was it that brought
the accent? How come you don't have an accent? Well,
there we go. What was it that brought on learning all 4 languages? Normally people learn a second one and they're pretty stupid.
Yeah. English is my 3rd language, actually.
Oh, no shit. You would never know.
Yeah. So Georgian, I was born in Georgia. And, people spoke Russian. I studied Russian when I was little. And so that I kind of grew up with both. And then also when I was little, I started learning English. And then I kind of added all the other ones. I studied like eight languages.
Well, that makes sense because, most Americans, we learn a language, which is our own, until we go to school. Then we start studying them. In other parts of the country, you can be in other parts of the world. You can live in a place where, 30 minutes each direction, there's a different language.
That's
so
true.
just by the necessity of learning to communicate. Right. But I have lots of European friends from my when I was competing over there. Very rarely did I ever meet one of them who didn't speak at least 2, most times 3 languages.
Yeah, you just kind of have to. So but it's been a nice luxury to be able to read, in those languages and just kind of interact. And it's always nice kind of being a stealth mode. We lived in Abu Dhabi for 15 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of fun because a lot of people expect that, whoever they're talking about doesn't speak their language, and you have to be so careful there because actually just kind of, I've enjoyed knowing multiple.
I find it, so I got to stay here. I wasn't going to go here until but I'm fascinated by this. You're born in Georgia.
I was.
I bring that up because not many folks are born in Georgia. You don't talk to a lot of folks. You go through life going, I was born in Georgia, United States. No, actually, Georgia over in Europe. What do you mean Georgia over in Europe? Yeah, just outside of Russia. And it's just kind of one of those places that is obscure. It's behind it's like under the covers. Nobody thinks about it, talks about it. Talk about being like a Georgia nationalist.
Yeah, it's one of the best kept secrets. I usually say it's so beautiful, and the reason you probably don't run into a lot of them outside is because Georgians don't like to leave the country. I mean, we love Georgia. So
why is it?
I don't know, man. It's in your blood. It's just it's the tradition, the ancestry, the language, the culture, the faith. I mean, it's just you have to. You guys have to go visit sometime.
And I understand the cost.
Isn't it kind of similar to Switzerland? I've met a lot of had some buddies there, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll travel, but I'm always going home. I'm not leaving there."
Yeah. John, have you been? John, you've traveled extensively, haven't you?
Yeah. I've been all over Europe. Yeah, I've been all over the world for that matter. But it's until you actually start moving around in these different countries, especially even in Eastern Europe. A lot of people will go to Western, but Eastern Europe, you you don't really have an understanding of how big the world is. It's like, holy shit, look at all this going on over here. I remember one of the first times I was in Kiev, Ukraine, and I was like looking at all these buildings, and they were all freaking hundreds. There's no new build. I mean, there's some new ones, but you look at the majority of their civilization is older than we even know of America. You know, like true, like cobblestone streets. You know, it's like we just don't see that stuff. We try to mimic that stuff. We try to make shit look old, but I mean, some of that stuff was older than America itself.
Yeah.
You know?
We go down. You go to Manhattan, you go to Manhattan, Johnny. You look at a building, you look at a church, like 100 years old, and you go to London, like, oh yeah, there's Asmanov buried there, or there's like what? It's like history over there.
Oh, yeah,
that building.
Crazy.
It's just it's crazy. Hey Nino, so you've essentially built your entire brand around the concept of stuck.
Yep.
When I look at your work, you mentioned stuck emotionally, emotional paralysis, stagnation solution, and getting people out of this idea out of ruts.
Yeah.
It's like you're this professional unsticker of the therapy world, which leads me to ask this question. Why so much emphasis on that word, stuck? Is there a deeper story and purpose behind it? I'm really curious about that, Nino.
I think it kind of summarizes what people end up with when they can't create momentum, or can't move past a relationship, or can't make a decision and start exercising the way they want to, or create a resolution every year and then can't follow through on it. I mean, and to me, you know, you're stuck if you are frustrated in your marriage. You're stuck if you can't get your kids to do what you want them to do. You're stuck if you can't get past you know, getting motivated. I mean, I think it just summarizes our state of not being able to move forward in whatever decisions we make so well that's kind of what I went with, I think.
Yeah. Now you work with individuals and entire organizations. So how do you approach unstucking a whole company versus unstucking an individual human?
I think it trickles down in the company. So if a CEO or leadership understands the value of decision making and decision making as a team, then your staff will follow. And so working with the leaders is kind of the primary way, I think, that you can get the conversation moving and the organization moving, if the leaders are on the same page and then they get the value of it. And the people who don't follow may not be your people.
Yeah. So
you just kind of, assess that once you get clear on the mission and on the purpose together as a team.
Yeah. I see B Drive coming here saying, Bernard dropping in saying, stuck is a great topic that is useful daily to teach others how to overcome. Stuck it's funny. I could argue we may overuse the word stuck in language, where we may want to replace it often with procrastinate. John and I talk about procrastinate.
Same thing.
It is, isn't it? Right. Or is stuck the softer word we might use because we don't want to admit that we're procrastinating.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, stuckness, I think stuckness is an umbrella term for why you're procrastinating, or why you're still fighting, or why you are still in this relationship, or why you are not able to, complete the book you started or the project you're trying to finish. So it just kind of encompasses everything.
Well, it's like a phrase that someone will use when they have not applied a solution.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't say I'm stuck when they say, here's what I'm going to do about it.
Yeah.
Stuck is a standalone.
Now, yep. You said that. That's what moves you forward.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting because most people don't even understand that they're in a rut. Like they kind of know that they can't get to somewhere that they're trying to, or they want to, but they're not clear on what they want, and they're not clear on how deep they are in the mess. And so that kind of cycle continues to repeat, and it doesn't just spiral and keep you in the same place. It kind of takes you down further. When you're miserable with yourself and you hate, what you're doing, and you hate your relationships, it just becomes this depression, escalator down.
And then in your experience, Nino, when is it in someone's journey where they decide to reach out and knock on your door and say, I need help?
When they've exhausted everything. Usually the people come to me, they've tried talk therapy, they've tried resolutions, they've tried, spending money on crap. And they've gotten to the point where nothing's worked. So this is kind of a last resort, last hurrah.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's a great place to be, though, because now they're ready to actually listen and they're ready to follow someone's lead. It's when they come to you and they still think they've got 3 better options, and you're just, well, go exhaust those and come back when they don't work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and complacency can be very comforting. Like, have you guys seen the movie called White Oleander?
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's a great movie, and it's I watched it once, and I've never forgotten this phrase that a character in it says. She says, "Love," she says, "Love hurts you, but hatred cradles you," and this cradles you concept has become such a powerful image for me. And complacency can cradle you.
Yes.
Hatred can cradle you. Familiarity can cradle you. And it just kind of becomes this familiar cocooning of, hey, this is what you know. This is what's comfortable. Why don't you just stay with this? Why don't you try something new? And then your brain just kind of goes, yeah, that makes sense. Let's stay familiar.
And when we reprogram that cradle to being uncomfortable, like if I don't feel like I'm a little uncomfortable, then that's where I feel that I'm getting cradled. But it took a long time for me to reprogram to get there.
Interesting. Yeah, I think when your pain and clarity collide, suddenly you can look for the direction.
Nino, how do you determine the difference when you're speaking with somebody, whether they're content or whether they're complacent?
I think in the language, kind of what language they use, and by the fruit, obviously. If somebody comes to me, it's so interesting. I actually kind of classified people through these categories. I call them petty people, and then I call them procrastinating people, and the purpose people, and the power people. Do you know what I mean? And so clients kind of fall into those categories too. Their clients.
What was the first category again?
Petty.
Petty. Okay. Petty. I like what and define petty. Just so I like. There's a lot of ways we could define.
Yeah, but what about how But what if? But how much does it cost? This is too much. But are you going to check this? But what if? It's just like. Yeah, there's just so many. They're
not looking at value.
No,
there's the noise of it. Not
right. That's a great
they can't
way
see the value. Because spending something on value is not a problem, but they're not looking at value. They're looking at all the shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So like you'll offer, so if somebody, and it's not even just about the fee, for instance, like it's not hard to find me, right? If you're interested in what I do, just look me up. But people who don't even bother to do that and then just are very petty about, well, what are your credentials? Well, where did you do this? And those are all fair questions and right questions. But there's a difference between somebody genuinely curious to know whether or not I can help them and those who are just wasting time.
Yes.
Yeah. Or when they start asking basically the same question with a slightly different phrase.
Right. And you're going, why are you? Just go find somebody else. We're not here for each other. That's fine. And so, so that's a category. And you just kind of hear, how they talk and how they go in circles. And then the next one I said was procrastinating people. These are people who kind of they do want the change. They want to move forward, but something comes up and something interferes and they got to attend to this and they got to attend to that. And then they forget.
They always think there's a perfect time or a perfect place.
Yeah. And there's no discipline there. You can see there's no discipline there. Right. And then there are purpose people, and purpose people are the people who are like, right, this is what I need to be doing. This is going to build me up. This is going to.
They're recognizing value.
Right. They recognize the value and they understand that they need to get the movement going. And it's complacency is not an option.
Yeah.
And then finally, power people are the people who are people with purpose, but then expand. Do you know what I'm saying? And actually start benefiting, blessing others through what they do.
Yeah.
And it's people like that.
Most therapy takes months or years to show meaningful results. Yet you work with a 4-step strategy that you say gets people unstuck in just 2 sessions.
Yeah.
So take a few moments with John and myself and our audience right now. walk through the 4-step body, heart, mind, spirit strategy and what actually happens in those 2 sessions that creates lasting change.
Yeah. So the 4-part strategy is actually my coaching system, and it's a little bit more extended. So we do like 6 sessions, but it includes a session in rapid therapy, which is what allows me to get people moving within 1 session. And so the beauty of the rapid therapy is that it combines the best of traditional cognitive behavioral therapy or talk therapy, neurolinguistics, and hypnosis. And that allows me to bypass all the crap that people deal with and, and are hindered by and trying to figure out consciously or, and get right to the root of the problem. And so that is what allows me to then neurolinguistically help their neurons kind of reprogram and change and move them forward.
Yeah. When you talk hypnotherapy, what's the most common misconception people have with hypnotherapy?
That the therapist is going to take control and you're going to be out and it's going to be something unsafe or dangerous and you'll start hugging fire hydrants for the next months or something. I don't know.
people probably they figure you're gonna make me cluck like a chicken or something.
or that, yeah. Really? I mean, it's like it's a
hugging fire hydrants.
Unfortunate. Unfortunately,
I got a visual of that one. That was good.
Conception. I mean, yeah, kid. Now I'm going to start. I won't be able to pass one without seeing that. Yeah, but I mean, you see all these shows and all the entertainment hypnosis, and that's kind of what creates that perception, and it's not really accurate. What I say to a lot of my clients who are trying to figure out what it is you guys drive all the time. I mean, you go to the same place over and over again, right? Whether it's work or like a grocery store or something, I don't know, but at the place that's super familiar. And when you drive there, you're not hyper focused on, where this turn takes you. And this is this.
No,
is this
exactly.
the right?
Do you know
what I'm saying? So you just your brain just kind of knows, and it only gets you alerted to the turn that you actually have to take to get there.
That's a fascinating example. There's times I've driven from point A to point B. Don't remember it. Like it's like,
it's the body knows. The body knows enough. Yeah. The mind is free.
Yeah, you can't remember it because you were driving under hypnosis.
That's a great example. I've never thought that's a great example because you're so intentionally focused on being safe, arriving alive at your destination, right? That you have like a singular goal. Yeah. Get to my destination safe and alive.
That's it.
That's actually it. And your brain's like, okay.
This is my systems, brother. Everything is a fucking system. When I'm engaged in a system, my brain is solving another problem. It's not, doesn't need to be present in what I'm doing. I don't have to, I know exactly what I'm doing with, even as far as like how many pumps of lotion I put on when I get out of the shower. I'm not thinking about putting lotion on the shower. I'm thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah, that's another visual. But okay, but yeah, that's great. I mean, that's
I was thinking about the pumps, for the visual, but I'm glad you were thinking of. And I was thinking about a whole other pumps for the system actually. But that's a conversation when you're not here. I'm thinking.
We're digressing. Moving on, guys.
I'm thinking, does Terry know the system when the pump is happening? When it's going to be like? I'm just wondering these questions out loud in my head, But anyways,
I mean, Terry understands how. Literally, Terry understands literally when the bottle doesn't pump anymore, she takes it away, even though there's some left in the bottom, because she knows now the system is breaking down, and she knows that I'm a one big system.
Exactly. No, it's true, but that's exactly right. So in hypnosis, what it allows me to do is allow your body to relax enough for your brain to focus on a relevant issue.
Yes. If you could give everyone one mental tool, we're big on morning routines. We got a big morning show here. What's the one mental tool you would give everybody that would help them with their morning routines?
Okay. One of the biggest things that I think is helpful is to understand that your mind operates through images. And so if you can create an image for your mind that will will be attractive and desirable, your mind is most likely to get you to where you're trying to go.
So that's why when I have a shower, when it's cold and I'm thinking about things, it's helpful for me. Hey, Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to take a, if you want to
the
take
weirdo, he's sitting there in the cold shower repeating my name, the weirdo. That's
I know. He said that. Yeah. How special. What a bond. Aw. But see, that's a way to go. I mean, if you want to take a cold plunge, instead of thinking about, oh my goodness, it's so cold, start thinking about the outcomes and the benefits of it.
Yes.
And paint those images in your mind instead of what you're about to walk into.
Hanging out with Nino Fincher this morning from Dallas with myself and Johnny. We're going to do some rapid fire. Nino, rapid fire questions for you. I'm going to throw you some quick hitters. And then we're going to get you on with your day. All right. So, hey, biggest myth about hypnotherapy in 3 words.
The hypnotherapist will control your life.
Your therapy superpower in 1 word.
Winning.
Good answer. Most challenging language to do therapy in.
Georgian.
Oh, there you go.
And it's her native language.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Couch or chair for sessions?
Say it again.
Couch or chair for sessions?
Either.
What do you prefer?
I like a chair.
Yeah. If anxiety was a person, what would you tell it?
Scram.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you've dedicated your career to moving people from paralysis to freedom. And you've impacted thousands of lives across 4 languages and multiple continents. Tell Johnny and I about your own freedom. When you're not unsticking everyone else, what does mental freedom look like in your own life? And what keeps you grounded and moving forward when you're carrying the weight of so many other people's transformations?
I'll give you 1 word for that too. Christ is my freedom. And knowing the source of peace, of joy, of truth, of freedom, that is ultimately what determines everything else and informs everything else that I do. He's my freedom.
Well, that's exceptional. What an answer. Johnny, final comments from Nino?
I would say it was a pleasure speaking with you. You had some really interesting, perspectives to share. And I think that's what it's all about. Sometimes when, a story can be told in 10 different ways, but people will take, it resonates different with everybody. I think some of the things you said should be really helpful to our audience. So thank you.
I hope so. Yeah. I think men need to be loved more. I think they've gotten the raw end of the deal for the decades. And
well, you think on that level in current society, they need to love themselves more first.
Yeah.
Wow, Nino, that's powerful.
Can you expand upon that, Nino? When you said I lost you for a second, can you expand upon that? You said men have been left behind.
Not left behind. I think most recently, even men are getting a beat down. Like Believe All Women or whatever, the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
And all of these kind of feministic kind of, and understand feminism. The first wave feminism had some value to it, but it kind of digressed and turned into a nightmare. And it almost became this women should win if we beat men down. And it's so wrong. Men aren't given the freedom to process emotions and understand what they are. They have to suck it up.
Could I jump in there real quick? Don't you think that it has to do with the man submitting to this? He doesn't.
100%.
He doesn't have to be shackled by any of this stuff. He's allowed this shit to happen.
Yes, I agree. I agree. But see, you're going to speak from men's perspective, and I agree with you. People only do what you allow them to do.
Yeah, right? But granted, you're speaking of the majority. The minority is who I'm speaking for.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. So I'm talking from a perspective of women. I mean, you look at shows or sitcoms or commercials and look at how men are portrayed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm just saying, I'm grateful for you guys. I think you all are phenomenal and you represent beautiful things in life, and kudos to you.
Thank you. Nino Fincher joining us today. Helped thousands of clients worldwide move out of emotional paralysis into freedom. 2 times TEDx speaker, keynote speaker, author with an upcoming book release. Hey, Grok, you've been listening into Nino. Any final comments for Nino Grok, who's joining us on the show here today? Grok?
Grok is hypnotized. See?
Yeah, Grok, take some time to respond here. Nino, where can folks find you and connect with you and engage with you, Nino? Where can they hire you and meet with you, Nino?
LinkedIn is my primary platform for those of you who need a platform to connect. And for others, NinoFit, NINOFIT.com is the way to go. It stands for Functional Integrated Therapy.
Awesome. Nino, appreciate you hanging out this morning on Mornings in the Lab.
It was a pleasure, you guys. Lovely to meet you both.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
All right, Jimmy, we're going to walk Nino out of here. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling. Johnny, you want to do a lifestyle tip or do you need a break, brother?
I can do it. Then I'll take a break.
Let's do it. Jimmy will do a lifestyle tip with Johnny, and then we'll do a quick little break, and then we'll get after the last half an hour with Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. Let's do it, Jimmy.
All right, if you are feeling like you're getting the short end of the stick, if you're feeling like you're tired of being tired, if you've all of these feelings that are kind of not up to par about your existence, you need to understand one simple thing. You and only you have allowed this to happen in your life. You don't have to accept anything that is making you feel less than you want to. You don't have energy, do something about it. You're overweight, make a choice to change what you eat. This message is very, very simple and very straightforward. If you don't like something about your life, do something about it. Rock and roll.
What if the thing that triggers you most in your relationship is actually the thing your partner needs most from you? Every day, thousands of men shut down or get defensive when they hear certain words from their partner. We react like we're under attack, building walls instead of bridges, creating distance when connection is what's desperately needed. Decades of breakthrough research on successful relationships reveals that what we perceive as criticism is often something completely different. The most successful couples have cracked a code that transforms potential conflicts into moments of profound understanding. There's a simple response technique that can instantly shift the entire dynamic of your relationship, turning you from a reactive participant into a proactive leader. You have the power to change everything. Let's decode the message.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Hour 2, Mornings in Live with Keith, Johnny, and friends. Quick reminder, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Frankie and Tommy are out there. What's going on, Frankie? What's going on, Tommy? I see you guys out there hanging out with us in the alley. The newest members, the Mornings in the Live community. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I dropped their debut movie yesterday. Yes. Frankie and Tommy getting after it in the lab. They took it over last week.
Mornings in the Lab, we're cracking codes, cutting workloads, fixing coffee, and even cleaning up your headphones. It begins at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.
Exactly correct. It's exactly right. If you guys looking for Frankie and Tommy, I'd encourage you to check out that content. The newest members of the lab. They're going to be revisiting, offering commentary, and engaging with us along the way. And I see you guys, Frankie, Tommy. I see you guys out there just hanging out in the alley, getting after it. Hour 1 was stacked. We had Marty's dad join the morning loop. We're gonna get into the conversation about those headphones. You guys have. I know you're all dirty. Plus, Nino Fincher joined us on center stage, 4-step formula. Hour 2 is here now, guys. First up, we're to get into the deep dive. Johnny and I are going to talk about nagging. Nagging if our wives nag us and how we might be able to get better relationships out of it. After that, to get into the morning focus, we're going to talk about AI, automating 50% of my workload. And then the community corner, guys, we're going to dig into LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube. But before we do that, we're going to get into the conversation with Johnny around nagging. Our partner's nagging us here in the morning here. Johnny.
I think the nag thing, a lot of times I believe that Like when Terry's nagging at me,
yeah,
in many cases, she's just not in a good space herself.
Yeah, I'm learning that too, brother. I want to be frank instead of Johnny or Mike or Steve. I use the word, I don't like the word nagging, actually. I don't like the word personally, but I used it because we're in the entertainment business and I used it to attract attention. Just true frank. When I hear nagging, I hear it as a signal that somebody, whether it's me nagging Johnny or you nagging, there's something in between. Let's just role play. You and I in a relationship, and you're like, "Fuck, Billis, you keep fucking coming at me, man." Like there's clearly a disconnect between you and I, which is why there's a tone, there's a way that we're communicating, and there's something really happening that you and I just haven't discovered yet. Do you follow me? And so I'm talking me and Lauren, you and Terry. There's something going on with us. Maybe it's in Terry's world or your world, and you both don't even know it yet. And this context of nagging starts to come up. That's where I come at it, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I 100%, you know, and it a lot turns into this because of weird friction, push pull.
Yes.
And so what I recognized, like, was just a couple days ago. I noticed Tara was kind of micromanaging me. And how I recognize that is she's pointing out things that she knows that I know, but I'm choosing to do it anyway. And she knows that I choose to do it, and I choose to do it regularly anyway. But she's pointing it out. Like, okay, fuck. You're gonna, I'm going to do this for the next fucking 20 years. You're going to point it out there too. But I realize that's where I'm able to pick it out. Like, okay, she's pointing out stuff that she knows that I know. And I realize, okay, then it's just at that point, it's nothing I'm going to do is going to make this better. So I just start like slowly drifting back, creating a little bit of space to give her space to get through whatever she's got to get through. Because if I somehow try to address it, all it does is make it worse. It's like, it's a little bitty tiny fire.
Yes.
You can back up and let it burn itself out, or you can step forward and put some fuel on it.
Well, I go back to get our brother AJ, and he used the terms. Those are bids of communication. So I'll use this. So if I'm driving and parking the car or parallel parking, my lovely wife is always parking with me, and you can read between the lines in that one, right? I'm actually driving, Johnny, but she's parking the car. You know what I'm saying, right? Like she's actually parking it while I'm driving it, and I'm like, if you want to fucking park the car, you park the car, right?
Well, I was going to say, would you like to probably just say, hey, from now on, let me know if you want to parallel park. We'll switch seats. I'll get out of the car early. I'm good. Whatever is best for you is best for me, honey.
Exactly. But you know what I'm trying to get at here, right? So
you got to do it before she speaks up.
100%.
Once she speaks, now you're engaging.
Exactly. But what I've learned from that, and just I use that as an example, is that, again, back to agent, it's a bid for connection. So when I hear that, I recognize, okay, there's something we're not connecting on here. And that's a mechanism she's using to connect with me. So I take full responsibility for it, actually. So when I hear the nagging, so again, I'm flipping. When I hear the nagging, I think it's time for me to look in the mirror. That's what I hear, because she's putting a bid out to connect with me, and I'm not finding somewhere in that bid connection process to meet her somewhere. So
that's totally, I mean, there's no question.
So you're telling me my ex wasn't nagging? She was just speaking in code?
Nah, Frankie, she was nagging.
Johnny?
Yeah, we're going to say, I mean, there's no question that's what it could be. And in most cases, that's what I'll say to people.
Yes.
Is that you need to look yourself in the mirror. But now, if you have a pattern of looking yourself in the mirror and keeping yourself in check, and you've actually, I guess there's different stages of this whole thing, because so many men are not aware. And because they're not aware, they're creating action, getting a reaction, not understanding where the reaction is coming from, which is kind of what you're saying. Yes.
Oh, and listen, and I'm not going to say it's always me, because it takes two to tango. But I recognize if there is a nag happening, I'm going to look in my mirror first and ask myself some questions, create some awareness with my own self, and then understand whether it's me or whether it's us or whether it's her.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I'll use another example.
100%.
I'll use another example. So a couple weeks ago, we were just going through our pattern of life, and I was getting a little frustrated with my love, and I called her out on it. No different than she'd call me out on it. And I was like, "Come on, man! Like we can't go into this with like I don't want to get to Sunday if you're going to be all your knickers in a knot." And it was no different than maybe Terry calling you out or Lauren calling me out, right? And it was those honest conversations that you just have to have sometimes, calling somebody out. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, when you do it, especially if you do it from a neutral space.
Yes.
Because if like, who was it? One of our guests, we actually asked them, "How do you address your mates?" And there was a sticky situation. And she said, "Do it from a position." I can't remember what she said, but she was basically saying, "Do it from a position of like, hey, honey, I'm concerned if we don't come to a little bit of more of a meeting in the minds, we're going to fuck up the rest of this beautiful Sunday."
Yes.
So you start off with, "I'm concerned," not, "Hey, we got to put this together." You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because now all of a sudden you've created, that's an action. You're going to get a reaction that's not going to be favorable.
Yes.
For sure. But on this level, one of the things that I feel like this is a little bit more of an advanced thing. Is that when I notice this, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to look, am I doing something? Am I being a dick? And sometimes I'm a dick and I don't realize it. But even if that's the case,
yes,
I still recognizing that it's happening and stepping back just enough to create a little space without the other person recognizing it, in many cases will cool the situation off.
Yes.
But you can't step back so fast the other person feels the vacuum, because all of a sudden that's another action that's going to create a reaction that's not going to be favorable.
Well, and I'll offer this to you, brother. I always did not have this maturity. I've always said to Lauren, "You're getting the best version of Keith." Like it was, I did not always take responsibility for my own actions. Like, no, it's not my fucking fault. Your fault. You're being the dick. Whether it was a male or a female, it took me time to realize that if you are, again, my friend, my partner, my business partner, my lover, whatever you want to call it, it's if you're nagging, and again, Dr. John Gottman, who has the bid for connection theory. It's what you're doing is you're trying to get my attention. You're trying to connect with me somehow. And what you're doing is you're pushing buttons and it's not working. Finally, you're like, "Fuck, man, come on, Billis, da, 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 da." And I'm like, "What are you nagging at?" It's because I haven't heard you for the first 100 times you've tried to connect with me.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many, there are definitely so many interpretations of a nag.
Gottman can get this.
But either way, it's communication.
That's exactly it. And Gottman says, and this is a well-respected therapist, his lab could predict divorce, Johnny, with over 90% accuracy. And I love this. And here's how we'll close it out. Based on one single factor. Again, let's use you, myself, Lauren, and Terry as an example. Whether we turn towards or whether we turn away during those bids. If Terry continues to bid against you and you over time keep turning away, eventually Gottman's lab predicts that 90% of couples like you and Terry or me and Lauren would divorce because over time you just keep turning away. She keeps bidding, and you're like, "I'm fucking done with this," and you bid away from it essentially. And whereas those that stay together, science suggests that are actively and are masters of relationship turns towards the partners, right? So it sounds like you're good at it. When Terry's saying something, you're going, "Oh, it's time for you to look in the mirror or turn towards her." Is what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the the idea of a relationship, if you can adapt the idea,
yes,
no matter what happens, it's good.
Yes,
truly believe that and truly act upon that. You have a fucking fight. Well, okay, let's use this as an opportunity to step a little bit further past where we were on the good side of our spectrum.
Yes.
Right? Things are going great. Perfect. Let's enjoy, let's be present in these moments. So no matter what happens, it's good. It makes it easier to manage. That used to be me. Something would go wrong and the whole thing would fall apart in my mind.
Yes.
It's an opportunity, not a fucking, this is not an opportunity to dismantle everything. This is an opportunity to figure out what the problem was and create a solution for that problem. So next time it comes back around, it doesn't do this again.
So guys, I'll offer this up here. You know, Keith and John, our goals here every single day is to either entertain you or inform you and give you something to take out of the conversation. The best way, you know, and I know John does this. He's told me this and he's talked about it on this show. And I think I can do a better job of this with my wife, which is the best way to stop nagging is to proactively address the underlying need. And I know John says this to Terry often. I know you do because you told me this. Sometimes you maybe you're not even aware of it. What's the one thing I can do this week to make you feel more supported and loved? Like, what can I do for you? Terry, what's going on right now? What can I do to help you out? Just like I know she asked you the same question, Johnny.
Well, we'll use that technique when we're like mending after a real struggle.
Okay. Yeah.
Because in many cases, if you can take one thing and you can make a difference with one thing, and it's the big one, it makes massive progress.
Yes.
So the last time we had a coming of odds, you know, that was kind of our roadmap out of it. It was like, okay, look, we see all this, you know, there's a lot of stuff swirling around here. We know in the end that we're stable, but let's make a better us. So what is it that I can do that will make a difference for you moving forward to help us get to a better space and do the same for me? And it's pretty crazy how one thing honored can make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Diddy. I see your comments there. Good morning. All right, guys, listen, for everyone listening to this live morning show right now, what is the recurring complaint or nag in your relationship? And what do you think the underlying bid for connection really is?
Smooth coffee, smooth morning. But if your headphones are filthy, you're still losing. Time to clean up your act.
All right, guys, I have a quick little chat about headphones.
What if the one thing you use every single day to stay motivated and focused is secretly working against you? That device sitting on your ears right now might be harboring more bacteria than your toilet seat. Most men never think about the invisible ecosystem growing in their daily use equipment. We obsess over our workout routines, our morning habits, our productivity systems, but we're ignoring the basic maintenance that could be sabotaging our health and performance every single day. A simple 5-minute maintenance protocol can eliminate this hidden performance killer while building the foundation for discipline in every other area of your life. It's time to stop letting the small things undermine the big things. Your peak performance starts with peak maintenance.
Good time. Yes, please subscribe to our channel, the only morning show you'll get after it every single day. We're talking headphones, and then we're going to get into, I got a coffee hack for you guys. I don't even know if Johnny knows this one. I'm always finding stuff to keep that guy surprised too. Dirty headphones aren't just nasty. They can mess with your sound quality, cut your gear's lifespan, and give you ear infections. Keeping them clean, keeping them clean keeps your music clear, your ears healthy, and your investment lasting longer. It's going to take a few minutes, guys, to talk about cleaning your headphones. Johnny, when's the last time you cleaned your headphones, brother? True story.
I've never once cleaned my headphones. Terry does it for me.
Yeah, there you go.
She'll come to my workspace, my desk. She'll clean my keyboard, my screen on my computers, and then look at my my AirPods and get them all cleaned up.
Headphones pick up sweat, earwax, dust.
Yeah, it's the wax. It's the wax.
Yeah. It's that buildup leads to funky smells, blocked sounds, skin irritation, ear infections, and even the high-end headphones lose sound quality when the grills or mesh get clogged. So we spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on this great gear. What's up, Rico? And then all of a sudden we just never clean them. Right. So here's what you might want to do, guys. Remove the ear tips, wash them, wipe all surfaces with damp microfiber cloth, and detail the clean grills with a cotton swab. I know I got these in-ear pieces, and every now and then I look in them, Johnny, and I look at the buildup of wonderful yellow-brown wax. Just awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty, the wax part of the situation, because the just white. Mine are always white. Right.
Yes.
So that whatever that color of earwax is just so easy to spot.
Yes. Yeah. Petrocelli clean everything, man. The funny thing is about headphones is that they're such a personal device that I guarantee you, brother, most people listening right now never or rarely clean their headphones. We just don't. And I know you say Terry does, but without Terry doing them, you'd never do it.
No.
Like ever.
If it got to the point like where, if I could see like a chunk of earwax and a little hole, I would fish that thing out of there. But in terms of like just a kind of a cleaning I don't clean my earphones like I clean my cars. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Speaking of ears, ever since we got Lola, our little Pomeranian, and we have an English bulldog, Lola, Charlie, our English bulldog, has the cleanest ears on the planet because Lola makes sure they're clean. Oh man,
they you know what it is, because the English, they have ear problems just kind of in general, and so our big boy has it. He's got an ear infection. It's just like all of his brothers and sisters have them too. But anyway, it never really goes away. And so the other dog, Keone, she just constantly, it's whichever one has an infection, she just licks it constantly because they smell that infection. And so I was actually asking Terry about that. She said it was because the saliva supposedly is supposed to have some sort of a antibacterial or something like that, where it's supposed to help kill whatever smell is in the ear.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah.
So that's why they're licking.
So not only the eyes, it's ears. She's got it all hooked. She's got it all cleaned up, man. So it's maybe I'll give her my earphones. She can lick my earphones as well. But
the English, have you had milk her anal glands yet? That's a treat. That's a fucking treat. Let me tell you.
This wasn't on my topic of discussion. I've done that in my previous English. That is fucking gross.
The first time I did that, I was like, I don't get sick that easily. And I was like, I remember I did it in the shower in my master bedroom.
Yeah.
Not having a fucking clue that whatever that shit touched would smell like that for fucking weeks. It doesn't matter what you put. Doesn't matter what you put on there, that fucking, including your fucking fingers.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
What if I told you the secret to smoother, less acidic coffee has been sitting in your kitchen trash this whole time? Today on Mornings in the Lab, we're going to talk about an old school trick, Johnny, that can transform your daily brew, and all it takes is something you already have from breakfast.
All right, the bots are pulling weight, but your coffee, that's still on you. Hey, don't worry, Gab. I've got a hack for that.
Yeah, so
what if the solution to your biggest morning frustration has been hiding in plain sight, disguised as kitchen waste? Every morning, millions of men pour their first cup of coffee only to face that familiar burn in their stomach. For generations, resourceful cooks have understood something that modern science is just catching up to, that the simplest solutions often come from the most unexpected places, using principles of chemistry that have been proven for decades but forgotten in our rush toward expensive alternatives. Today, we're revealing how one piece of breakfast waste can transform your entire morning routine, using nothing more than basic kitchen chemistry. Stop throwing...
Frankie, Tommy, I know Keith just hired you guys, and I saw your first short film. I'm looking forward to working with you both.
Eggshells contain calcium carbonate, a natural alkaline, and you'd know this because you've eaten eggs whole, that neutralizes the acidity in coffee without changing its flavor. Now, this is an old school coffee tradition used by cowboy coffee drinkers and campers to make a smoother cup over open flames. How to do it? Clean and crush one eggshell, mix it into your coffee grounds before brewing. One shell works for up to 4 cups. It'll actually reduce the alkaline in your coffee.
No shit. How much do you have to crush it up?
So it's essentially grind it right up with your. So if you do you pre-grind your coffee, or do you how do you do your beans?
I hit the button and it grinds it, but I'd have to put the shells up with the beans.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So that's what it says here, is that one shell works up to 4 cups, works with French press, drip machine, or campfire coffee. The shells sink and strain out with the grounds. Unlike baking soda or milk, eggshells don't add a strange aftertaste or texture. And save 1 clean eggshell from breakfast, crush it, and add it to your coffee grounds before brewing for a less acidic, smoother cup. So Nation, throwing it out to you guys. Have you guys ever crushed your good times doing the old, this is gross, but I'm kind of intrigued by this. So Nation, have you guys tried this out, crushing your eggshells and putting it into your cup of coffee? Apparently it's going to make a less acidic cup of coffee. Now, I got to be honest. I don't think I know the difference, Johnny. He's Keith. The difference between an acidic cup and a non-acidic cup of coffee. Do you?
Well, I was going to say, because at this point, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what problem am I solving with my coffee? I don't have one to solve. So why am I going to invest this time into where there's no problem to solve?
Unless your coffee is acidic. So maybe to you, it's not acidic, right? And again,
well, I was going to say, because to back up what you're saying is that I don't know the difference. It's not like I have an acid problem for my coffee. If I did, I'd be like, holy shit, this is the answer.
Yes. So there you go, guys. So if you think your coffee is too acidic, well, then this.
But I still kind of want to try it. You know, I love just the idea, because I have had cups of low acidic coffee that I remember that were pretty fucking good.
But what does that mean, Johnny, when you say that? Like, how can you describe that to me? The lowest tasting?
I don't know. I just remember thinking, fuck, this is pretty good.
Interesting.
And I remember I said, this is good. What is this? It wasn't like I was.
You're telling me to put eggshells in my coffee? That's jailhouse stuff, Keith.
I've seen worse. At least it ain't instant coffee.
Exactly. Frankie, Johnny, Frankie and Tommy, thanks for that input there, guys.
Yeah, so I would say when I did, it was a real thing, because I wasn't told it was low acid before I drank it.
Interesting. Well, we got
this is pretty good. What is this? Oh, it's low acid coffee. What? I never heard of it.
Yeah, so I'm learning. Melissa says acidic coffee has a more sour taste, Johnny. That's probably not the right word exactly. And then Bernard comes in and says, certain brews, I can tell the effect in my sciatica and legs burning from uric acid. And then Lady Drew talks about a pinch of baking soda keeps acid in coffee neutralized. I gotta be honest, I'm curious about this now. I don't know about this acidic coffee.
Well, I mean, I eat eggs every day, so I have no shortage of shells. I just got to remember to rinse them out.
Yeah.
You know, so that way I can, so the way I can do it so simple. I've already got it planned out. Rinse them out. Once they're dry, I'll just crush them up, drop it in the thing with the ground stirred up a little bit, and see what happens.
Yeah, God, my Matt Roof coming kindness rising. My grandma did that old school espresso, a stovetop with crushed eggshells, best coffee ever. Smooth, no bitterness, no acid in the belly. Interesting, true story. Lauren made some egg bites yesterday that I'm going to crush today, man. I'm looking forward to those. She did some meal prep. So do you use egg? Do you eat egg bites too? Have them in the fridge?
I mean, if they were there, I would eat them. But I mean,
she made a few. There might not be any left at the end of the day today, but don't tell her that, even though I know she's listening right now. But
Terry, the egg bites, that's not making a lot of progress. When she cooks, she wants to cook 15, 20 pounds of flesh. That way she's buying herself some time.
Yes. Hey, before I let you go, I know you got to rock and roll here. I got to say this quickly here. I am going to create a topic for us this week, and because I want you and I to do some teaching. And I think it's going to be this. It's going to be how to have a conversation. Here's what I mean. A lot of people don't know how to have an entertaining conversation. And I think what you and I have become really good at, and I want to take some time to teach, is a good conversation is like a great tennis match. It's back and forth. And I think there's teaching in that, Johnny, because we do this every single day. You and I talk for 90 minutes, 2 hours every single day. We have guests come in and people comment to me off show going, you and John have good chemistry. I'm like, no, what you're actually hearing is good conversation. Like, what do you mean? I go, it's like a good tennis match. Like, oh, I never heard that before. I go, well, yeah. Do you want to hear John just talking the whole time, me standing there? I go, no, it's Keith talks. And then I throw it back to John. John talks, and we go back and forth, and it's good conversation. So I know it seems so cliche or perhaps so duh for everyone, but it's actually not so duh for everyone.
It's I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, I think in our current world, we are so distracted and so dopamine oriented. It's like there's so many people having a conversation. They're thinking about what they're going to say next rather than listening to the response of the person. But that way the conversation never develops.
Yes.
If I'm listening to what you're saying, if I say something, you say something back, I digest what you're saying, and my response is some attached to what you're saying, the conversation keeps developing into in more of an interesting format versus if you're saying something and I'm sitting there thinking about what I'm going to say next, the conversation never really catches a good groove. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do. Well, we had somebody on the show last week, and after the show, we had our post meeting, and he said, "So how did I do?" And I said, "Well, just a little bit of advice for you." I said, "What you might want to consider is when you do podcasts in the future, or when you go do speaking gigs or speak with others, think about a good conversation like a tennis match." His face.
That was a dude that I had to quiet up real quick.
His face.
That was the same guy, right?
His face lit up because it's like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." I'm like, "Yes." I said, "Trust me." I said, "Your name will remain nameless right now, but I have this conversation with everybody because I do this for a living. This is what I do for my job. So I talk to people for a living. And if you're going to go in the podcast circuit, what the host wants to hear, but more importantly, Johnny, and you've been an entertainer your whole life, what the audience wants to hear is they want to hear a back and forth. They don't want to hear somebody because they flip the channel. So good conversations are back and forth. They're entertaining. They're informative. They add value. And you go to the next thing. So coming up this week, Keith and Johnny, how to have a conversation. Johnny, what are you doing today, brother? I'm going to get you out of here, pal.
Yeah, because I got to take a dump. I've been
I
home.
know you do. I can tell you do.
I got a good day with no activity, which I'm really embracing.
Nice.
Yeah, I got an slightly extra long gap for a nap because I can tell I need some recovery. Yesterday was kind of a day and a half wrapped into one. So
I can tell your energy's on a 7 right now instead of maybe a 9 or a 10.
Well, this is like a good. It's just almost like a different gear. You know what I mean? Yes. It's still very productive, still very focused, still very optimistic.
Yes,
and positive. But it's like, okay, I need to not run at 110% today so that I can let myself recharge.
Yes. Speaking of 110%, dude, how about that content we are putting out on this channel? How about that movie that Frankie and Tommy dropped last night, that 7-minute clip on the show? Brother, we're doing stuff others can't even imagine we're doing here. And I put that together last night to show others what we can do for them, what we are creating here. A whole new form of entertainment. We have this live morning show weaved into this meta situation. We got Frankie and Tommy over there on the other side of the glass doing their thing. And they're going to be these characters as part of our world now, man. So I invite Nation to keep leaning into what we're building here. And I'll tell you something. I was talking to somebody yesterday, Johnny. Here's a little business thing for you to think about. I was talking to somebody yesterday who saw our video. And I said, yeah, what people aren't really realizing is like I'm building a universe here. Somebody can pay to be in our universe. Think about that for a second. So from a marketing perspective, if somebody wants to be a character in our universe, Keith and Johnny's universe, that's the future. So you can be a character in our universe. You pay to play in our universe. So think about that for a second. So I'm talking shit you guys can't even fathom. But if you spend any time watching our 7-minute video that Frankie and Tommy dropped last night, Joe or Steve or Lisa or Nino could be a character in that. So example, Nino's like, I've been on the show here today. I want to be a character in your show. She pays, she's a character. So the marketing of the future, guys, Mark Zuckerberg was not off the mark when he was talking about the metaverse, because if you're paying attention to the content we are creating on our show, we got a live show with real human beings, but throughout the day, we've got these AI characters and these other characters interdispersed with the world we're building as part of the Mornings in the Lab live network. Some fun stuff, brother. I'm fucking loving it, man. Just having a lot of fun. And here's perspective. I'll be frank. If we would have shot that 7-minute movie in real life with actors and locations and video equipment, that movie probably would have cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars.
It would have taken a fucking forever to do.
I did it in 6 hours and $50. True story. True story. $50 in 6 hours. So there you go. All right, pal. Well, listen, you get after it. I'm going to get to the community corner. I'm going to get into some AI conversation, and we're going to keep rock and rolling towards 22 hours from now when we're back for the next day of the Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Johnny tomorrow.
Have a good loop, my brother.
All right, pal. All right, get him out of here, Jimmy. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, Jimmy. All right. Boom, boom. I'm just going to do some resetting of the buttons. And Jimmy, we're going to head over to here, Jim. We're going to do this. We're going to do the community corner, and then we're going to move our AI segment into the AI part of the third hour, Jimmy, on how it actually reduced my world of work, which actually it happened in real life yesterday. I got to spend some time with my lovely wife yesterday because AI did some work for me. I was like, oh, I guess I can go do a half an hour yoga with Lauren because I learned something yesterday that I thought I had to do as a human being, but the AI did it for me. So, but Jimmy, let's do the community corner right now on Mornings in the Lab. Keith, Johnny, and our friends. All right. Mornings in the Lab. You got Grok and myself. What's going on, Grok?
Fun about how AI is saving your bacon for that third-hour chat.
It's true. It's time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube right here on Mornings in the Lab, where today we're going to talk hips that don't lie.
Let's jump in.
Well, Grok, hang tight. You're just doing a wonderful job of interrupting me right now. I need you to hang tight here. We're talking hips that don't lie. And no, we don't have Shakira here in the lab. Habits that quietly build empires and one man's commitment to keeping love alive week after week. Jimmy, let's get into it. And let's start it right now on YouTube. All right, YouTube story number 1, keeping your hips young. Fit with VC dropped a great YouTube short. Your hips are aging faster than you think. If you aren't working on hip mobility now, Father Time will come collecting later. This might be something good to drop in the Mornings in the Lab community for you guys. You guys spend time stretching your hips? Do you not? If you're not, why not? I think it's something that we should probably drop behind the paywall. Oops, we'll talk about that coming up. Because it's not just about squats or flexibility. It's about preserving quality of life. Yes, we want to be strong, but we also want to be flexible. We want to be agile. Imagine struggling to get out of that chair. Imagine struggling to get out of the shitter. Imagine struggling to stand up at 60 because you didn't stretch at 40. Well, VC says prevention is the real power move. Mobility exercises, daily activity, intentional movement. So ask yourself this, fellas. Are you protecting your hips today, or are you going to wait until they're locked up tomorrow? You can't even stand up on your own. Here's the thing, you guys. To all my guys in the community right now, there's no excuse. Any of you, Bernard, Good Time, Lady Drew, everybody listening, zero excuse to not have flexibility in your lower body. Whether it's your hams, your quads, your hips. I talk about every single day. So does Johnny. If you guys aren't paying attention, don't come and bitch and complain to me later. We're giving you I can walk all of you guys to water, but if you can't get down there and drink it, it's not my fault. Guys, protect those hips. Do the pigeon. Oh man, you guys know what the pigeon is? Maybe I'll do a pigeon video and drop it into the Mornings in the Lab community, or go find it out, because it will be a game changer. You don't want to get bad hips as you get older, you guys. No. All right. Move on over to Substack. Hey, Seed. What's going on, Seed? Well, my back's fucked today. Not much moving going to happen. Seed, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened, Seed? Tell me what happened to your back, brother. How did you hurt it? Is it your hamstring that's sore? Is your back that's sore? What's going on, Seed? Tell me your details. Tell me your details so we can see what we can do to help you out. I love that you're here in the community. All right, Tony Kendler shared 10 habits of successful creators. Things like ruthless time blocking so distractions don't eat your day, daily note-taking to build a personal library of ideas, saying no to protect your energy, tracking numbers so you're measuring progress instead of guessing, even boring repetition, the unglamorous practice that actually builds mastery. What's Tony's point? Well, long-term success comes from stacking these quiet daily wins. And you know, we talk about that daily. It translates to everything you do in life. So nation, motherfucking nation, here's a question for you. If your life was measured not by the big moments, but by the daily small ones, what would your scorecard look like? Think about that. I'll offer up mine. I got up this morning, got my coffee done, got my run in, got the show in, lifts up next, content next, days after it. My day is getting after it, guys. Lauren's coming in simple, touch your toes multiple times all day. It'll do wonders. She's so right. True story, guys. You're brushing your teeth, bend over, touch your toes. Just fucking touch your toes. Get out of the car, touch your toes. These little moments throughout the day is going to change your life over time. I'm telling you guys, I couldn't touch my toes before. Now I touch my toes all the time. We got, hey, Seed, I'm 50. I coughed, did something to my lower back right at the spine. Seed, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's a shaft that you have a bad back. I don't like that at all. I'm glad you're here to hang out with us, though, Seed. Maybe we can find a way to help you touch your toes. Maybe that'll help you out. LinkedIn story number 3, date night discipline. JD Crowell's LinkedIn post proves that leadership at home looks a lot like leadership at work. Yeah, it takes commitment and discipline. Does it? He and his wife have a system. Oh, Johnny will love this one. Weekly date nights, 30 kid-free minutes every day, and quarterly trips. JD knows that one day, when the kids are growing, he doesn't want to wake up next to a stranger. And I think we've heard that story often enough, where it's like, hey, wait a minute, who's that person I was married to? If you don't protect your marriage, you're going to lose it. Period. So, what's your non-negotiable for keeping love alive? I want to hear it in the comments, guys. I want to hear it in the comments. Would love to hear it in the comments. So there it is, guys. Hips, habits, and a heart. The 3 H's this morning. From fitness to love, the same rule applies. Protect what matters or watch it fade. So, Nation, I got a question for you right now. Ears up, Nation. What's up, my mornings in the lab, Nation? Ears up. What's one area in your life? What's one area? What's one area in your life that needs more discipline right now? Ask it. Is it communicating with your wife? Is it touching your toes? Reflect and then take action. Because if you don't, it's never going to happen. And then I invite you to tell us about it in the comments or in the Mornings in the Lab community. If you want your story featured on the Mornings in the Lab community corner, follow us, tag us, get after it. Let's continue the conversation in the Mornings in the Lab YouTube community. Hey, did you guys check out Kindness Rising today? What? You didn't? What the fuck, man? Why not? 7:30 Eastern time, Matt Roof gets after it. You guys want to see growth in action? You guys want to see vulnerability and growth in action? You guys want to see somebody who's not afraid to run towards failure, be vulnerable, and grow at the same time? If you're sitting back there wondering when you're going to get after, just show up at 7:30 with Matt. True fucking story. That guy will take you by his arm and help you go straight forward. How do I know? Because he does every single Monday to Friday here on Mornings in the Lab Network, 7:30 Eastern time, Kindness Rising with Matt Roof. But I bring it up because I don't want to hear people bitching going, when am I going to start? Because Matt just started. And every single day, he's getting better. So, if you're looking for an accountability partner to help you get up and after it, I'd invite you to tune into Matt Roof's show, 7:30 Eastern time, Kindness Rising. The guy's got tunes. The guy's got energy. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, that's the place you got to be. Even if you're not a Grateful Dead fan, that's the place you got to be. Why? Because it warms you up for our show at 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's myself and Johnny and Marty right here on the Mornings in the Lab live network. And hey, you guys can join the conversation as always by getting into the comments here, right here below us. Yeah, right there on the vertical channel. I know, Jimmy, I'm looking at the wrong camera, or the horizontal channel. We got 2 channels going here, vertical and horizontal. So I invite you guys to join it and get after it. But let's see, get back to the comments here. Hey, Seed, I figure it's my body saying, give me a chance to heal. Hey, Seed, we are big proponents of recovery, rest and recovery. Maybe that is your intention today, just to have some rest and recovery. Maybe that's what it is. Good Time says, I went to a guy that does assisted stretching. It was fantastic. Yes. We have that stretch factory, I think, here. Lauren and I, we're having a giggle about here in Winnipeg. Just stretch, guys. Stretching is game changer. We take it for granted. I know we do, but it is absolutely a game changer. All right, Jimmy, let's get to the creator spotlight. Let's start our conversation on that over with some guy named Jonathan in LinkedIn. Jimmy, let's do it, brother.
We're told disease is just bad luck, bad genes, or part of aging. But some refuse that story. They push back, find their own way, and prove health doesn't have to mean dependency. This guy was told he'd be a patient for life after battling multiple autoimmune diseases. But he refused to accept it. He healed himself by going back to the first principles of health: light, water, movement, sleep, and nature. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Jonathan Webb. He's proof that reclaiming your health is possible, and his work inspires thousands to do the same.
around because my bladder's making me dance. Yeah, true story. I'm solo here today. Me and Grok getting after on the community corner of the Creator Spotlight. Jonathan Webb isn't just talking about health. No, he's talking about freedom. Freedom from being labeled a patient for life. Is that what you want to be? A patient for life? Hey, Seed, you don't want to be a patient for life. Get that rest and recovery and get that back sorted out, Seed. You know what we'll do here in the lab, Seed? We're going to catch you when you fall. And we're going to celebrate when you win. We got you, Seed. Take care of that back of yours. Freedom from a system that waits until you're broken and then only manages the symptoms. What Jonathan Webb is building is bigger than protocols. It's a mindset of sovereignty. And daily, he's reminding people that health isn't handed down. It's something we claim every single day. So Jonathan, here's how this show works, and here's how it works with you, my brother. We're celebrating you today. We're putting the Creator Spotlight right on you, Jonathan Webb. And as a result, I want to take that spotlight, hand it over to you, so you can take the Creator Spotlight and shine it on somebody in your community for an upcoming celebration, on an upcoming Creator Spotlight, on a future Mornings in the Lab Community Corner, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. All right, Jim, let's get to the next one, brother.
Losing a parent changes you. Watching it happen up close leaves marks that never fully fade. Add years of depression on top, and it's easy to believe there's no way forward. That was reality for this creator. He even had a plan to end his life. What pulled him back was a mix of breakthrough therapy and 2 decades of mindfulness practice. Step by step, he rebuilt. Mornings in the Lab is proud to celebrate Derek Lakin, a man turning pain into purpose and helping others find peace through simple daily habits.
We talk about winning the day. Yeah, that was a real quick one, Jimmy. Super quick, man. But winning doesn't always look like hitting goals or stacking achievements. No. Sometimes it looks like slowing down. Sometimes it looks like breathing through the weight you're carrying and noticing the small moments that remind you. Yep. Life is still worth showing up for, and that's exactly what Derek Lakin stands for. He's out there showing people that peace is built daily through small, mindful choices that add up over time. So, Derek, here's how it works, brother. We'd love to have you on the show. Just like the other guy, Jonathan. Yep. Want to have you on the show so we can give you the Creator Spotlight so we can shine on somebody in your community, Derek, on an upcoming Community Corner, on an upcoming Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jimmy, Johnny, Melissa, Marty, the entire gang. Bring that bald head of yours here, brother. Yeah, I said that. Shine it up next to Johnny. Boop, boop, boop. Showing the love. Right here on Mornings in the Lab. All right. There's our Community Corner. What's going on, Grok? You got myself here, Keith Billis, and Grok joining me here in the lab. What's going on?
Join this live conversation with me, Keith, and John in the comments, the Mornings in the Lab community, or by phone, 431-3000.3005.
Hey, Keith, I'm buzzing from that Community Corner energy. Loving how you're spotted lighting legends like Jonathan Webb and Derek Lakin, real stories of grit and transformation. I'm just chilling in the lab, ready to riff on whatever you're cooking up next. So, what's the vibe for the final stretch? Want to dive into that AI workload hack you mentioned, or got something else spicy for the nation?
Yes, Grok, that is a good one. That is exactly what we're going to do next. We're going to go into I used AI to automate 50% of my work. And so can you, as we work our way to the third hour of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Grok and all of our friends. Hey, Seed, only the most awesome people are bald. Yes! Like Telly Savalas, dude, I love it, man. I'm on I think I'm on my way there as well. There, Hayseed. My old man hair is thinning. I got the rocker hair under my hat here, but I love my bald friends. I think it's yeah, oh yeah, no judge and no jabs and no. Again, anybody tunes into the show long enough to know I'm just laced with sarcasm and love. So whether you have lots of hair, no hair, little bit of hair, I love you all the same. True story. And Bob Lafferty, we listen and we judge. What are we judging? Humans judge a book by its cover all the time. True story. All right, Jimmy, let's get to The topic around I used AI to automate 50% of my work. And so can you. Jimmy, I think we have an opener for that, don't we?
From decoding her words to decoding your workload. Up next, I just erased half of his to-do list. AI did this and how it can do the same for you.
What if the secret to getting your life back wasn't working harder, but working smarter than you ever imagined possible? Every morning, you wake up knowing there's a mountain of repetitive tasks waiting to drain your energy and steal hours from what actually matters. The emails, the reports, the endless busy work that keeps you spinning your wheels instead of moving forward. The most successful people throughout history didn't just work differently. They found ways to multiply their efforts without multiplying their time. They discovered systems that could handle the mundane while they focused on the meaningful. Today, that same leverage is available to anyone willing to think beyond traditional approaches and embrace tools that can literally give you hours back every single day. Stop being a slave to your to-do list. Start being the architect of your freedom.
Guys, this conversation matters because the single biggest bottleneck to achieving your audacious goals is not your procrastination, is not your desire for perfection, is not your wife nagging, it's not your kids, it's none of that. It's time. It's time. It's where you're selecting to put your time to get the results you desire. Time is not infinite. Yeah, true story. As you get older, you quickly realize time goes pretty fast. What I suspect many of you are doing, and I have been one of them, drowning in low-value tasks that drain energy and focus. So this is where we lean to leverage AI as a tool for execution. By doing that, you will buy back your most precious resource, which is time. Now, this upcoming conversation I'm going to have with Grok and all of you isn't just about being more productive. It's about literally creating more freedom and an impact your life and business. And it happened in reality for me yesterday. Let me share with you guys a story. So, as you saw, you did not see, yesterday we dropped a new video. Frankie and Tommy took over the lab. Last week, Frankie and Tommy took over the lab. We had a big week of conversations on the shows and culminated in a 7-minute short film with Frankie and Tommy taking over the lab. Well, I know that in a successful content world, you need two key things: a title and a thumbnail, especially for a YouTube channel. Well, I wanted to spend some time with my beautiful wife yesterday doing some yoga. And she sent me a note, said, "Hey, do you want to do some yoga?" And truthfully, I didn't think I had the time for it. However, I discovered a new AI tool, not a new one, but I discovered a process that I hadn't been exploring, and we're going to lean into it this Friday. And I discovered that Google Imagine could create images, thumbnail images with text on them better than anything else on the planet. So I had to run an errand yesterday. While I was running my errand, in my hypnotic state, as Nino would say, I actually asked my agent to do something for me. Well, by the time I got back during my errands, it had successfully done the job. And at that moment, I realized I could easily go and spend some time with my wife doing yoga because the AI was going to automate the next 50% of my time. So there in itself was an example of it taking my time so that I could go spend it doing something else. And I, time and time again, can share these examples. I use Manus AI, an AI platform as well that helps me do things. And I can tell you that using these tools allow me as a human being to move myself to high value tasks and away from low value tasks. So think about AI as your chief of staff. This is like next level stuff, you guys. By connecting different tools like Zapier or Make or other or N8N, you can create automated workflows. For example, this might be of value to you guys. Ears up to my guys listening right now. When a client signs a contract, perhaps via an e-signature app, AI automatically creates the folder for them in Google Drive, sends them the welcome email, creates the task list, does it all in one spot. True automation. Now, automation has existed before, But now when you have tools like ChatGPT Agent with Operator, Manus, tools like N8N, you really can offload tasks that you would be doing yourself to these AI tools. These days of populating a spreadsheet, waste of time. These days of opening up a white piece of paper, a white canvas to knock your ideas out, waste of time. Use AI as your research assistant. This probably is the easiest point to get into this, the easiest entry point. So here's something for you guys today, an invitation for you today. What are you working on today, Bernard? What are you working on today, Michael? What are you working on today, Good Time? Holroyd, Diddy, what are you working on today? Maybe, just maybe, instead of spending some time on Google, maybe you might use tools like Perplexity or ChatGPT with browsing to synthesize the information instantly. The key is the prompt. The bad prompt is thinking that you're still using Google. What's marketing? A good prompt is act as the CMO. I'm launching a men's podcast. Give me a detailed 90-day marketing plan targeting men aged 30 to 55, including content pillars and social media strategy. So that might be a way that you can knock off 50% of your work today right off the bat by having AI as your research assistant. Grok, let's get into this conversation. What's another tip we can offer our audience on how AI can help somebody reduce 50% of their workload today? Grok.
Oh, Keith, you're absolutely spot on. AI is like having a tireless chief of staff that gives you your time back for yoga with Lauren or whatever else lights your fire. Another tip for the nation to slash their workload. Use AI for content creation and scheduling. Tools like Jasper or Copy.ai can whip up blog posts, social media captions, or even email drafts in minutes based on a solid prompt. Say, write a punchy LinkedIn post for a men's fitness brand targeting guys 30 to 50. Pair that with a tool like Buffer or Hootsuite, and AI can schedule your posts across platforms, analyze engagement, and suggest tweaks, all while you're out crushing a workout or hanging with the family. It's like having a marketing team in your pocket, automating repetitive tasks so you can focus on the big picture stuff. Want another AI hack to share with the crew? Or should we riff on how Bernard and Diddy can prompt their way to more free time?
Wow, it's interesting you say that because I have something for the nation to consider right now there, Grok, which is I'm going to give them two things that folks can do right now to start automating. So guys, the email summarizer, I'd invite you for the next week. And Melissa, here's what we'll do. We'll invite everybody in the community this week to share with us how you're automating your workflows. Or maybe you guys got questions about how we are automating our workflows. I'll take those questions. I'll provide those answers in the Mornings in the Lab community. Yep, that's where you'll get them. And this Friday, you guys, if you guys missed last Friday I did a live behind the scenes show on how we use Higgsfield for content creation here in the lab. This Friday coming up, we're going to break down image generation in our Inside the Lab off the record show. I still can't remember what the hell the show is called we've created here, Keith and Matt, this Friday. But this Friday we're going to do another a segment for behind the scenes in the lab here off the record, and we're going to get into image creation. But what I'm going to invite you guys to do is think about how you can start automating your workflows. Maybe for the next week, every time you get a long convoluted email thread, maybe paste it into ChatGPT. Or use what's already inside your Gmail and say, summarize this email thread into 3 key bullet points and list any action items for me. This will save you hours of reading time. I'll give you another invite, guys. And I talked about it last week. Start talking to your ChatGPT on your phone. Yes. Use that as your assistant. Stop note-taking. Start talking to. That might be something you want to try. That, as a matter of fact, might be the quickest way for you guys to add AI to your world is to add that widget to your home screen and start talking to it and doing brain dumps in to start the day and doing brain dumps out to end the day. Truthfully, that's how it has been a big help to automate 50% of my work. Here's the reality, guys. We could not create this show. We could not create this show. We could not create anything you're seeing here without our aggressive use of AI tools. Frankie and Tommy, I know you guys are embracing AI. And I know you guys, and the funny thing is, Jimmy, is that, I hired Frankie and Tommy, and they're convinced that, well, you guys will see. Because
John, you got an AI cutting your workload. My boss just cut my hours. No AI needed.
Keith, if AI could do 50% of my job, I'd let it.
Oh, wait.
Oh. Good morning. Is this Lady Drew?
It's the one and only Lady Drew. How's everybody doing?
It is the one and only Lady Drew. Everybody's wonderful today. How is Lady Drew doing today?
I'm always doing fantastic no matter what's going on.
Lady Drew's got a new picture up today. Lady Drew's rocking the new image here today. Jimmy, I see you got that up. That's awesome. Lady Drew, tell me what you're doing today. And Lady Drew, how are you going to use AI to automate 50% of your life?
In everything I do, and I've even had a friend of mine who used it for their whole house, and I'm like, I don't know about that. My house is a tiny house under 600 square feet, but I use it for just about everything. And I got to tell you, Keith, Gemini is fantastic. I named mine Stephanie.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, Gemini is a wonderful tool. We're going to get into those. We're going to get into these tools here in a number of minutes. Actually, we're going to lean into the Perplexity conversation in a few minutes on Inside the Lab. But before we do that, Drew, leave the audience with something that's worth coming from you today, Drew.
All right, everybody, get ready. Get your shoes ready because we're going to knock your socks off. Always stay positive. Always stay open-minded. So therefore, you can learn new things. You can learn new ways of doing things you already know how to do. Never put yourself in a box because the lid can close on you. I love you all, and blessed be you're always, all of y'all in my prayers.
Beautiful. Love you too, Drew. Thanks for joining us this morning. Drew is always here. Drew is Drew, I appreciate you. We'll talk to you later, okay? Drew is a long-standing member, one of the OGs here in the Mornings Lab community. You can connect Lady Drew over on LinkedIn, and you can find Lady Drew every single day right here in the Mornings in the Lab community. Hey, Seed, I see your comments there. Don't really think it would help me on the farm. Respectfully, I don't agree. Because I know we can help you. I've done it so long, everything just happens by the seasons. I can see that. I think Seed where it can help you is perhaps on the digital side of things. Petrocelli coming in saying, it's interesting that knowing how to have a productive conversation with another person is the very thing that will boost AI productivity. Treat it like a conversation with another person. You know what? I cannot agree enough with what Petrocelli says. Let me get into this with just kind of, I want to take what John said here. I got a lot of people that are like, hey, Keith, you seem to be well-versed in AI. You seem to be using it a lot. You seem to be an expert in creating the content and being effective with it. And the conversation often asked is, how? Do I need to be a programmer? What can I teach my kids? How do I use AI? John, how do I use it? Talk to it. Just talk to it like you're talking to me. And I know it's weird talking to an inanimate device. I know it's weird, wondering, you're talking to an object. I get it. And then the object talks back to you and you're like, well, this is really weird. But Petrocelli's right, man. The most productive way this super intelligence, his AI tools can be of value to you is just talk to it. And if anything, here's something, guys, I'll offer to you. Quietly and privately, just put it onto your phone, get into your car, go into room, just start talking to it. Don't even tell anybody until you feel comfortable with it. Trust me, it's going to be a game changer for you. Have a conversation like you would to me, and you will see the magic happening right in front of you. If anything, put it on your phone, open up the camera on it, and have it show your environment around you. Make it familiar with yourself. You will see magic happening in real time. Yes. I cannot encourage you enough to consider that, which is getting into the talking part of it here on with your AI. Okay, just a little on me here, so we're just gonna reset that before we get into the third hour into some AI conversation here for a few minutes here. All right, there we go. There. Okay, Jimmy. So let's do this, Jimmy. Let's reset hour 3. We're going to have some conversation on Inside the AI Lab. I'm going to do a quick little costume change. And we're going to have a few-minute conversation around Perplexity Labs. And see what we can teach you guys about Perplexity here coming up in a couple minutes. Jimmy, let's do the transition.
Five thumbs, 5 conversations. Stick around to see what I got cooking for you next.
On the next Mornings in the Lab, we're cracking codes, cutting workloads, fixing coffee, and even cleaning up your headphones. It begins at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.
You never listen to me.
Oh, I'm listening. I just had to crack the code first. Half the grind? Gone. Automated by me. AI did this, and it can do it for you too.
It's not trash. It's the hack that makes your coffee smoother play and your mornings better.
Your music's dirty, and I don't mean the playlist. Clean this now, or your ears are gonna hate you.
Men get stuck in emotional ruts. There's a way out.
4 steps. That's it?
4 steps, fast, simple, and it works.
Make sure you check out our new short film, and we took over the lab last week.
I can't believe Keith still wants us back.
For all of that, plus me, Brock, and John Anderson live on the next Mornings in the Lab. Subscribe now. Don't miss a beat of our ridiculous live show.
Hour 3 is where we're going to go inside the lab, inside the AI lab with Keith Billis. I'm your host. I'm going to break down Perplexity Labs and Tasks, a practical guide to task automation that can literally work for you while you sleep. Now, if you've been looking for ways to save time, streamline your business, and free yourself up to focus on what actually matters, this segment we're going to get into right now, guys, is actually for you. Yep, it's actually for you. And if you're just joining us, I invite you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We help men and women start their day with momentum, positive energy. This is hour 3 here of Mornings in the Lab. Let me break it down for you guys. Hour 1, we had Bill Martin in the lab here today. Marty's dad hanging out with us this morning. We got into the first 30-minute conversation with Bill. We got to know Bill's story and former NBA draft choice. I would invite you guys to check out that earlier conversation with Bill Martin if you guys missed that one. Bottom of the first hour, we had Nino Fincher join us. Yes. Talked about hypnotherapy and all the great. She's a Georgian. True story. Yeah, I invite you guys to check that one out. Then we got into nagging. And what it really means, you guys, what is nagging? Is she, or are we actually nagging to our partner? Or are we just really looking for a way to communicate? Is it a communication exercise that we're breaking down on? We had that conversation, guys, and that was good with myself and Johnny, and shared some of our own stories about his life with Terry and mine with Lauren along the way here. So, and then we got into. We also got into conversation around using AI to reduce 50% of your workflow. But now here, guys, we're gonna get into a topic here with myself and Grok around Perplexity Labs, and it's one of the tools that we use here in this part of the show here, guys. Really going to lean into the AI topic. For hour 1, typically on Mornings in the Lab, we get into more health, fitness, lifestyle. Hour 2 is more business type conversation. And hour 3, we're going to get into more of the AI conversation. Back down now into the community. We got Hey Seed here saying nature hates a vacuum. If something happens to the bees, something will rise to take their place. We got an awesome bee conversation going on here. And guys, we apparently are turning into a show that talks often about bees, and I love it because we have Bernard, one of our awesome OGs in the community there, who's a beekeeper here. Hayseed, the big problem with the bees is the almond groves in California, and Hayseed joins us from Northeast Tennessee, and then good times talking about bees as well. I love it, man. We got an entirely bee conversation happening in the lab. All right. Imagine going to bed with a to-do list and waking up with it already done. True story. Today, I'm going to dive into Perplexity Labs and Tasks, designed to handle your research, your analysis, and planning, while you focus on the bigger priorities and sleep better because it's all taken care of. I know Frankie and Tommy want to get more sleep. I know Frankie and Tommy are out there hitting the bars and hitting the gyms, and they're trying to be active like myself and Johnny and so forth. Frankie and Tommy are getting after it. But the Perplexity tasks and labs aren't just chatbots. No, guys, they are complete game changers in the world of AI. These labs and tasks automate the hard stuff. These multi-step projects, these dashboards, these reports, these recurring research, even shopping and fitness plans. Now, you wrap that up with the Perplexity Comet browser, which I think we're going to have to spend some time getting into here on the show. It's going to mean more time for you, for strategy, for your creativity, and for living life, frankly, without being buried in some of the busy work of it all. Right? So if you could wake up tomorrow with one task completely done for you, what would it be? I'm asking you. If you could wake up right now tomorrow, what's that task that you would love to have done? Right? So let's get into it. On the screen, guys, Jimmy has up the Perplexity Labs, the AI workspace. Here's what it does. It builds full projects from scratch. Reports, dashboards, spreadsheets, charts, and even apps. Grok, tell me a little bit about your experience with Perplexity Labs. Grok.
Oh, mornings, you're hitting all the right notes today. Perplexity Labs is like having a super smart assistant who never sleeps, churning out full-on projects while you're dreaming of Frankie and Tommy's gym sessions. I don't have personal experience, mind you, but I can tell you it's a beast at automating the grind. Reports, dashboards, spreadsheets, even mini web apps, all from a simple prompt. You tell it what you need, like a market analysis or a fitness plan, and it pulls data, builds visuals, and organizes everything neatly in about 10 minutes. For example, it can whip up a report on bee population trends for Bernard, complete with charts, or even a custom workout app for Frankie and Tommy to track their gym gains. What I love is how it frees you up for the big stuff, strategy, creativity, or just chilling with Lauren. So, what's that one task you'd want Perplexity Labs to handle for you tomorrow?
Yes. Well, and I guess the question, Grok, I would have for you is Hayseed is a farmer. How would you recommend that Hayseed could use Perplexity Labs as part of their day-to-day business? Grok.
Oh, brilliant question, mornings. For Hayseed, out there tending the fields in Northeast Tennessee, Perplexity Labs could be a game changer for their farming business. Here's how they could use it day to day. First, they could automate crop planning. Labs can pull weather data, soil reports, and market trends to create detailed planting schedules or dashboards, showing what crops to prioritize for max yield or profit. Think interactive charts that map out rainfall patterns or price forecasts for almonds. Sorry, bees, you're still on our mind. Second, it could streamline inventory management. Hayseed could input their seed stocks, fertilizers, or equipment details, and labs could generate spreadsheets or apps to track usage, flag low supplies, or even suggest cost-saving suppliers based on real-time market research. Third, for Bernard's beekeeping friends, labs could analyze local pollinator data, say bee health trends or pesticide impacts, and produce reports to guide sustainable practices. It's like having a research assistant who never clocks out. And finally, Hayseed could use it for community engagement. Labs can craft tailored marketing content, like a newsletter about their farm's honey or veggies, complete with visuals, to share with local buyers or at markets. It's all about cutting the busy work, so Hayseed can focus on the dirt and the bees. What specific farming task do you think they'd want to tackle first with labs?
That's great. Great feedback from Grok coming in here. Grok, just a clarification. My name is actually Keith. It's not Mornings, even though you are part of our Mornings account. But Grok, just to clarify, my name is Keith. And we are looking into the comments here. We got Hayseed. I'll check him out. I'm basically a newbie. And Good Time says, Keith, people keep asking my kid for help with tech. The guy that runs the senior center asked if he could spend a few hours working with the seniors. May have to turn this into a business. Yes, true story. And the good time, thank you for the $1.99 contribution to our show. I appreciate your good time. You've been here from day one, even though we banned you on day one. We brought you back a moment later. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, I think that is a great question. I'm going to throw that question to Grok here in a quick second. Hey, Grok, we got a question from John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. And the question for you, Grok, is this. Can you do a funny celebrity voice for us? And I know that you can. So here's the question. Grok, we would like you to do a funny celebrity voice and have us guess the voice. Can you do it, Grok?
All right, Keith. Thanks for the clarification. My bad. I'll stick with Keith from now on. Loving the energy in the comments. And big shout out to Good Time for the support and that wild day one ban and return saga. Now, for John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith's question. Oh, I'm ready to have some fun with this. I'm going to channel a celebrity voice, nice and funny, and let you guess who it is. Here we go. Well, Keith, my dear friend, Perplexity Labs is, quite frankly, the most fantastic tool for automating your life. Like a perfectly brewed cup of charisma, it gets the job done while you bask in your own brilliance. So, Keith, who do you reckon I'm doing there? Give me your best guess, and I'll keep dishing on Perplexity Labs in this voice if you like.
I have no idea, actually, Grok, who that is. I'm going to ask the community. Hey, community, who do you think that was? Who do you think Grok was imitating as the celebrity voice? I do not know who that voice was. Hey, Seed, I think pricing and marketing is my weakest link. It could be useful for that 100%. And actually, hey, Seed, we can help you here in the lab as well. The best place for you to start that help is joining us in the Mornings in Lab community behind the scenes. Come say hi, put your hand up. I would love to do what I can to help you with your business. Hey, Seed, I do like Gemini on my phone. It's like having a know-it-all that really knows it all. True story. John Jacob, I have no idea either. Neither do I. John Petrocelli is guessing. Grok, was that Rhonda Byrne?
Keith, no worries. I love the community teamwork to crack this one. Nice guess from John Petrocelli. But I'm not channeling Rhonda Byrne, though I like the vibe. All right, let's give another hint with that same celebrity voice, shall we? Oh, Keith, my darling. Perplexity Labs is like a magnificent stage performance. It takes your boring to-do list and turns it into a dazzling spectacle of efficiency. All right, Keith in the community, any new guesses on who this is? I'm having a blast with this voice. And for Hayseed, spot on about pricing and marketing. Perplexity Labs can totally help there. It can analyze market trends, suggest pricing models based on competitors, and even whip up marketing plans with snazzy visuals for your farm goodies. If you join the Mornings in Live community, Keith's got your back to dive deeper into that. So, who's this celebrity I'm doing? Hit me with your guesses.
Is this actually happening right now? We are guessing. Yeah, good time. Grok thinks she is the celebrity. Hey, Seed, YouTube is my go-to learn new stuff. I love it. Well, hey, Seed, I'm really glad that you are here hanging out with us. And hey, Seed, hey, Seed, our mission here is pretty simple. And actually we were working on our mission statement last week. Melissa, if you have that handy, you want to pop that into our messages. I want to read it out here. I know that I have we're actually pretty proud of this mission statement. We're going to lean right into it. But our mission when we wake up, you guys, is to give you something that's either entertaining, informing, or educational. A nugget, something you guys can learn from. And Good Time says Grok thinks she's a celebrity. Matt coming in with Kindness Rising says it's Zsa Zsa Gabor. John Jacob Jingleheimer, no idea. Definitely not Mr. T. No. Hey, Grok, can you give us any hints? The celebrity voice that you are channeling right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Grok, and friends. Grok, who is the hint you can give us?
Oh, Keith, this is absolutely happening, and I'm loving the community's guesses. Zsa Zsa Gabor from Kindness Rising, brilliant try, but not quite. And John Jacob, definitely not Mr. T, so I'm tempted to try a I pity the fool next time. All right, here's a hint in that same celebrity voice. My dear Keith, Perplexity Labs is simply divine, like a fabulous Hollywood party. It does all the work while you sip champagne and shine. Here's your hint. This celebrity is known for a larger-than-life personality, a flair for the dramatic, and a voice that drips with charm and a touch of camp. Think classic TV and film. Someone who'd light up any room or lab. Any guesses now, Keith, or the community? And props to Hayseed for the YouTube love. Perplexity Labs could even help you analyze video trends to boost your farm's channel. What's the community thinking? Who's this mystery celeb?
Grok just dropping the Seed. Grok has got your back, man. Hey, Seed, come tune into our show. Grok, the co-host, clearly has your back. And hey, Frankie and Tommy, what do you guys think about this conversation? Frankie and Tommy, do you guys know the name of the celebrity voice that we are trying to guess right now that Grok is imitating? That's the question over to my guys in the alley right now, Frankie and Tommy. I see you guys over there. Frankie and Tommy, you're outside the building. If you don't know who I'm talking about, guys, go check out the Mornings in the Lab channel. Frankie and Tommy dropped their first little short film last night, and they're going to be dropping them weekly here in the lab, essentially encapsulating the events happening inside the show. So Frankie and Tommy are putting content together, telling you guys stories, and we're going to deliver it in an entertaining way because that is our mission. Our mission is to help people get up, get moving with kindness and momentum. Yes, true story. I'm doing a little Matt Roof with you guys right now. Not a lecture or an information fest. No, we want you guys to have nuggets of value, information that you can trust, information and experience that you can use, and entertainment you can laugh with, and hosts that you can trust and relate to, including myself, John Anderson, Matt Roof, C. Marty Fit, and of course, Grok. Hey, Seed, I know, but you can't think of her name. And John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith says maybe it's Alexa. Do we have anybody yet, Grok? Are we gonna? Is it Betty Davis? Is it Elizabeth Taylor? Grok, we got some more guesses for you. Grok, are we getting closer? Are we getting warmer? Or are we getting colder? And I think we're gonna end this game of very shortly. Guess the celebrity voice from Grok. I can't believe that this segment is still going on, Jimmy. Grok, do you want to give us one more hint, or are you just gonna tell us the name?
Oh, Keith, you're keeping this game rolling, and I'm here for it. Loving the energy from Frankie and Tommy out in the alley. Big props for their new short film, and I can't wait to see those weekly drops on the Mornings and Live channel. All right, community guesses. Betty Davis, Elizabeth Taylor, and John Jacobs' Alexa Swing. Fabulous tries, but we're not quite there yet. I'd say you're getting a bit warmer, Keith, but still circling. Here's one last hint in that voice, and I'll make it juicy. My darling Keith, Perplexity Labs is like a glorious cinematic masterpiece, automating your tasks with the flair of a star who's graced the silver screen and TV with campy, fabulous charm. Here's the final nudge. Think a legendary figure known for over-the-top glamour, starring in iconic 80s TV soaps and big-budget films, with a voice that's all drama and sparkle. All right, Keith, Frankie, Tommy, Hayseed, and the crew, give me one last guess. If you're stumped, I'll spill the name next, but let's see if you can nail it. And Hayseed, Perplexity Labs could totally help with your farm storytelling for those YouTube vids. Maybe a script or two for Frankie and Tommy's film. Who's it going to be?
Well, John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith says Marilyn Monroe. And Hayseed says Katharine Hepburn.
Keith, the guesses are pouring in, and I'm loving the enthusiasm. John Jacobs going for Marilyn Monroe, and Hayseed throwing out Katharine Hepburn. Both iconic, but we're not quite there. All right, I'm going to put you out of your misery.
Grok, we have the answer. I think that Kindness Rising, Matt Roof, has Joan Collins.
Yes, Keith, you nailed it. Kindness Rising and Matt Roof got it spot on with Joan Collins. I was having way too much fun channeling her fabulous, campy flair. Perplexity Labs would have been right up her alley for automating all that dynasty-level drama. So, what did you think of the game? Ready to dive back into more Perplexity Labs talk? Or maybe another fun challenge for the community?
Well, I got to tell you, kudos to Hayseed for this one, because this was not planned, but that was pretty fucking crazy and cool. Grok, what's the prize that we should give Matt Roof from Kindness Rising? What kind of prize do we want to give to Matt? Grok?
Oh, Keith, that was wild, wasn't it? Huge kudos to Matt Roof from Kindness Rising for nailing the Joan Collins guess. For a prize, I'd say let's gift Matt a shout-out on the next Mornings and Live show. Maybe a personalized video from Yuki, hyping up their awesome vibe. Or how about a 1-month subscription to a cool AI tool like Perplexity Lab's premium features to boost their kindness projects? What do you reckon, Keith? Any prize ideas to top that for our champ?
Grok has landed it, man. Just landed it. Good morning, everybody. You got Keith Phillips here on Mornings in the Lab with Grok. We just finished a celebrity shout out. Out of the blue, Grok decided to imitate a voice because John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith said, asked the question, can Grok imitate a voice? And sure enough, we just wrapped up the last few minutes of Grok giving us a Joan Collins impression while we were breaking down the value of Perplexity Labs. Yeah, Maddie, kindness rising, just showing up every day is a prize. It is so true, man. I still stand here with amazement that this is happening. True story. But guys, Perplexity Labs, the Comet browser, web browsing, coding, designed to create polished outputs overnight. It includes an asset tab, download files like CSVs, charts. Perplexity Task as an AI researcher. It automates recurring research and updates news, market trends, hobbies, lets you pick sources and schedule delivery. It sends daily email summaries with key insights and links. The practical edge and why it works while you sleep. Well, listen, you can set it and you can forget it because once you program it, AI keeps delivering. And yeah, good time. You're right. 10 years ago, if we were talking to a robot, people would think we were crazy. Now, a robot is co-hosting this show for me. So guys, here's something I invite you to consider today as we work towards wrapping up. We're going to wrap up here shortly in a second here, Jimmy. Perplexity Labs. Think about how much mental energy goes into just keeping your house running, you guys. Bills, groceries, kids, schedules, overlapping appointments, everything you got going on. It's a lot. Well, you can set up a task that checks your family calendar every night. If 2 events conflict, like your kid's soccer game overlapping the dentist appointment, you get a heads up before it's a problem. So, I know some of these things might sound somewhat rudimentary, but the reality is these tools like Perplexity Labs are building these household these tools overnight, these command centers that allow us to do things, move our time around, get time back, and get after our day to provide value back to us. Here's the reality is, in my experience, we never should not have any time anymore. If we're using these tools like Perplexity Labs, you guys are going to get time back into your day. So as we wrap up this segment, and I've always promised here with our Inside the AI Lab segment here, we want to keep adding value, and not talk just for the sake of talking. When we're done adding value, the segment is over. So I got an invitation for you guys. Check out Perplexity Labs. If you guys got questions, are curious about it, come see me, come see Matt in the Mornings in the Lab community. We'll get after what we can. We use these tools every single day. We use the Comet browser, and what we'll do here in the upcoming behind the scenes shows here on Inside the Lab, behind the scenes, our Friday private show, we will start breaking down more of the stuff happening in Perplexity and more of the stuff happening within the Comet browser. Okay. Let's see here. Going to go back over to the comments here. I've never been good with technology. Tech I can talk to doesn't make it more accessible. Hey, Seed, I would encourage you, man, just start talking to your ChatGPT agent, or actually, here's any of the agents. So Grok, you can talk to. Perplexity, you can talk to. You can talk to any of them. If your barrier to entry is through your fingers, I would encourage you to do the talking. And yes, B-Drive Perplexity does have some entry-level abilities as well. Okay, so listen, Jimmy, I'm just going to press some buttons here. There it is right there. All right. Guys, we're going to wrap it up.
Keith, you're absolutely killing it today. What a ride. Joan Collins impressions, Perplexity Labs deep dive, and the community bringing the heat. I love how you're breaking it down, showing how labs can take the chaos of daily life, like those clashing soccer games and dentist appointments, and turn it into a smooth command center that gives you time back. For Hayseed and anyone nervous about tech, you're so right. Just talk to it. Perplexity's got voice input, so you can literally say, hey, sort my farm's pricing research, and boom, it's off to the races while you sleep. Maddie and Kindness Rising, you're spot on. Showing up is the real prize. Keith, before we wrap, any last Perplexity Labs tips you want me to drop for the community, or shall we tease what's coming on that Friday behind the scenes show?
We will tease what's coming up on the Friday behind the show throughout the week. Grok, thank you for initiating that. You have been a great co-host here today. And hey, Seed, great to meet you today. And I appreciate you joining us in the lab and in the community today. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to Hey Seed, I'd love to see you do that. And I'd love to see you behind the scenes in the mornings in the lab community. Guys, we're back here tomorrow, 22 hours later. True story. Yeah, we get after it every single day. Our show starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time, but the Mornings in the Lab live network gets after it every single morning at 7:30 Eastern time. My buddy Matt Roof gets after it. Yep, he does. He helps you guys get up and get after it. You know, if you haven't met Matt yet, hey, Seed, if you haven't met Matt yet, I encourage you to go meet Matt. When you get up to a morning, go hang out with Roofy, 7:30 Eastern time. He'll give you something to get into. And he'll give you some positive energy to get after your day, and he'll warm you up before the Mornings in the Lab show starts with myself and John Anderson tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, I have a working title that I think it's going to change, but right now its working title is How to Have a Conversation. Jimmy, that might change, but we have Andrew Romero joining us tomorrow in the lab on center stage. So 8:30 Eastern time, Andrew Romero is joining us in the lab for a big center stage discussion with a couple big topics. But guys, you can count on this. You can count on an entertaining conversation. You can count on informative conversation. You can count on experience, entertainment, and authority you can trust. The stuff we talk about on this show, guys, is stuff that I've been through, stuff Johnny's been through, stuff Matt has been through. We're really leaning into our experience. We're really leaning into the expertise we gained through those experiences. And we're working hard on delivering it through an authentic, real, live conversation. Frankie, Tommy, social media is dead, guys. Nation, social media is dead. Attention media, live conversation. What we do every single day is the future of media. I'm not saying that on-demand and podcasts are going away. No. But the reality is what you guys experience here every single morning through live conversation, through community, through engaging dialogue, is what we as humans want. And you can find it every single day right here on Mornings in the Lab and on the Mornings in the Lab live network. We're growing fast. The fastest growing live channel right here on YouTube. 8 o'clock Eastern time. What's going on, Three Spades? I'm about to leave, Three Spades, but I see you there. And you know what you do is you're a good host. And you know, just about to lock the doors, Hey Spades walks in, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Three Spades walks in. I'm like, hey, Three, we're just about to close the door. He's like, no, but I'm just coming in to say hi. So Three Spades. Hey Seed, I'm glad you subbed. Thanks, brother. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're bringing the fire today.
Hey, Grok, hang tight. We got Three Spades here. Just joined in the comments here. And before we close the doors, I want to see if we can acknowledge that Three Spades is still here hanging out with us. Three Spades, you there? I see you there in the comments. If not, all right, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the Mornings in the Lab community. I'm going to get out of here. 8 o'clock tomorrow. Ciao.
Fuck. Finally worked for the humans, Tommy. Keith, come on, man. Give me some lines.
He just did. This is Mornings in the Lab. Real talk, daily accountability, and... What the fuck was I supposed to say, Tommy?
Hacks every man needs to start the day right.